out there. God bless. Oh, man. We're back at it, man. Salute to everybody, man. As the season's starting up, the weeklies are going to pick up. So I appreciate each and every one of you guys there supporting the channel. Also appreciate all the people who are watching the videos I was making during the off season. Just making sure we on right now. Can y'all see me? We good? I'll be good. But of course, listen to the beautiful album by freaking Freddie Gibbs, who just doesn't get enough credit as I think one of the artists out there who's actually had a ridiculous run of albums. This will be joined shortly by my brother Darcy, so just waiting on him. But got some things to talk about, man, as this offseason is starting to come to a close. The roster is starting to line up with expectations of what these guys expect. Honestly, I'm not really sure. I still have my reservations, man. But anyway, New York Knicks have made several signings. Some guys that you guys are familiar with. Before you get started, make sure to hit like, subscribe to the channel. Make sure to hit the dark notification bell so each and every notification for each and every video I put out there. It's your boy Gmo Legit Knicks. Made several offseason signings, not just in players, but also in coaches. Signing the St. Joe's coach. Obviously, I made videos on some of the other coaches they signed. The coach from the LA Clippers, defensive coach, the offensive coach they also signed as well too, who's expected to kind of come in and bolster what Mike Brown wants to do with this heavy off-ball offense. So things remain to be seen. Again, I have my reservations because, look, man, you trying to tell a team that literally you could argue was a game one away from winning that series, right? I think that game one did change everything. People say, well, they lost in 6. I understand. And Suits right in the chat, man. Salute. Oh, why is this not showing up? I just see it that, like, if we won that game, man, it would have been different for us. So hold up, let me just make sure, because it's saying your comments aren't showing up in the chat. Because you know me, of course, I got freaking what's the names here? Technical difficulties. Can't have a show without technical difficulties, bro. Ridiculous. Yeah, y'all comments are not showing. Now it's showing up, but it's showing up in this awful, print that's not supposed to be there. It's supposed to be transparent. There's supposed to be no color. There's no background color. Let's see. Still putting a background color. Anyway, this is ghetto ass equipment. Yeah, this is ridiculous. Anyway, see to you guys, man. Let's get it. So let's talk about it, man. The Knicks made several signs, like I said, signing the coach from St. Joe's, signed the coach from the Clippers, signed Chris Gent as well too. From the Lakers, you got Billy Lange, who came from St. Joe's, supposed to be a part of player development. Now, Mike Brown spoke on it. He wanted a team that is not just built for right now, but built for the future. And look, I think Mike Brown's trying to make some headway, given the fact that he's been in Cleveland, been in the Lakers, been with the Kings, and it seems like he's trying to make some right some wrongs, coaching wrongs, right, from each of the steps. Now, granted, I would say that he was responsible for hiring guys like Jody or Fernandez and bringing that coaching staff together. He tried to force that environment with Sacramento, just didn't work. So I think that now he's truly taking like a hands-on approach, right? Like every step, every place he's been, you kind of see him taking these steps into becoming more of an encompassing coach, right? It's not just about winning on the court, but what comes down to the pipeline. And I think that's going to be really important, just given the fact that, one, the Knicks don't have the strongest of young young talent, but they do have some players who can fit a mold, right? Players who I think could contribute, seeing contributions from guys like Eric Huck Purdy, guys like Kevin McCullough, Pacome still have some potential. I still think even Tyler Kolek has a lot of potential. But we'll get to that in a little bit. So you're seeing what the Knicks are doing, trying to build. But look at the roster they're building from for the summer camp. A lot of names, a lot of players that we're familiar with. So just to go down the gamut of players that Knicks have been signing to be a part The summer came. Obviously, Malcolm Brogdon's the most interesting one. I put out a video of him and Landon Shamet. That should be interesting to see how those things shake out because on one hand you have guys familiar with the system, a guy who's kind of bought into the system. Not to say that Landon Shamet was the star that his talent could really say that he shouldn't he didn't have to buy in. But he's a guy that's been rooted in what the Knicks have been trying to do, at least, coming back from last year. I felt like Landry Shamet was absolute dog shit, excuse my language, for a good portion of the season until the end of the regular season and going to the playoffs. You saw him make some really big contributions, hit some big threes, play some solid defense in the playoffs, right? And I know it says he shot 39% for the season from outside. It didn't feel like that because every time you lean Landry Shamet to make a big shot, he couldn't do that ish for his life. Absolute garbaggio. Trashagio. You know what I'm saying? But Landry Shamet in the playoffs and the regular season came through in the Cobra clutch. So Landry Shamet definitely is a player that I think that he probably, he's a guy that he was a Tibbs guy in the sense of that's what Tibbs wanted. The guy comes and plays his role, gives his heart on defense and plays his role on offense, knows where to be, knows how to space out the floor properly. Just a veteran, a veteran player. On the other hand, you have Malcolm Brogdon. And one thing I bring up with Malcolm Brogdon is that now, granted, he was with the Wizards last year, didn't have the greatest seasons. His last 2 seasons, though, with the Blazers or before that, he actually played relatively well. Now, his issues are obviously injuries, but Malcolm Brogdon represents something the Knicks have not had in years, and that's a floor general coming off the bench. The Knicks have not had a floor general come off the bench since Derrick Rose. Just think about that. Derrick Rose went to the Grizzlies, what, 3 seasons ago? Around 3 seasons ago? In those 3 seasons, we tried guys like IQ. Oh, you got to start IQ. And I like IQ, but IQ was a pick and roll dependent guard who really could only really operated, who could tackle off his right hand. Go back to the Heat series we had 2 seasons ago, right, in the playoffs. Randall coming back from the brutal 2 ankle injuries coming in in a span of 3-4 weeks. Was it? Only guys really contributing were RJ and Brunson offensively, right? IQ was playing like trash, bro. IQ couldn't do much of anything. I know IQ got hurt, bumped up and hurt a little bit too, but we can't sit up here. For us to sit up here and just look at how much the Knicks have struggled getting a floor general getting a floor general for this team. How many times Brunson has had to try to save this team? Like I said, go back to that Heat series. Every time we sat Brunson, go back to the Game 6. Every time we sat Brunson, the Knicks lost a deficit. We were up by 10, 12 points when Brunson sat. Just to get a breather. Come back and we lost the lead. It was too late. And obviously, the Brunson turnover, blah, blah, blah. And I know people are not blaming Brunson, but the Knicks have been bereft of an actual floor general for years coming off the bench. Malcolm Brogdon, if he's healthy, represents a major boom. Now, again, the guy I really wanted was my son, who went over from why am I now forgetting? Went over to the Suns too. Light-skinned dude. Why am I forgetting? Let me look up the damn roster. My freaking brain is all over the place. He went over to the Phoenix Suns last year. To try to take a prove-it contract, get more money. Tyus Jones, my bad, y'all. I'm drawing a blank. That's the guy I really wanted. I think he's a legitimate floor general. He'll find players. Like I said, I loved his time when he played with the Grizzlies that year. John Morant came out. And your man was averaging like 6, 7, 8 assists a game, hitting big shots. He was just a consummate guard. I'm mad because he signed with the Suns last year for nothing. I'm like, yo, we couldn't sign this dude to a contract. We needed a floor general so badly you couldn't bring him onto the Knicks in some way, shape, or form this season. So it is what it is, man. I think he's with the Spurs now? No, he's with the Magic. What the hell is he doing with the? What the fuck he's gonna do with the Magic, bro? The Magic do need a guard. I ain't gonna lie, they need a guard. Suit to drip more in the building. Salute my guy. But Malcolm Brogdon got given an Exhibit 10 contract. It's a little bit better because it has some more insurances versus Exhibit 9 contract. I think it's two-way, right? So I think it's all about trying to get that guy healthy. But Malcolm Brogdon, look, he was with the Celtics. He won a $6 million a year with the Celtics. Everybody knows his game. He's solid as hell. He just cannot stay healthy to save his life. If he could, he'd probably still, I don't know, he'd still be the Celtics. He'd easily be with a contender. And it's crazy because I thought he would sign on with a contender after his time with Portland. He put up some solid numbers in Portland. 15 points the first year, won the 6 man a year. Around 16 points the year after that. Shooting around 48% from the field the first year, 44% in the second year. Still shooting around over 40% from outside both years, 44% the first year, 41.2% the second year. It's crazy he couldn't get onto a contender. But why is that? Because your man played 24 games last year for the Wizards, 39 games the year before that for Portland, 67 games a year before that with Portland. He just cannot stay healthy. So the Knicks are smart to take that risk, give him a non-guaranteed, see where he's at. But which one do you guys prefer? Do you prefer defense with Lynch Schmidt? Because you know Mike Brown, as much as he preaches defense, I know he's talking with Kobe and LeBron and that crap, but he has not been defensive coach with the Kings whatsoever. Now, did he have a disjointed suit to He said can't afford Jones, and unfortunately, well, Jones went for nothing. What did he sign with the Phoenix Suns? A nothing contract? I don't know what he signed now. What did he sign this season? Hold up. That's Jones' contract. What did he sign? A 1-year, $7 million contract. $1-year, $7 million contract. What's a mid-level exception? The mid-level what? The mid-level was $5.7 million. Well, he was at the Magic, who are, I got a video coming out. I don't know if they're a threat. Can take a few million less to sign with it. Anyway, it is what it is. But look, Malcolm Brogdon definitely is a player that I think could beat out Lynch Schmidt. You need that floor general come off the bench. I do wonder though. Now this is just me. I'm speculating. I'm being a chatty patty. I don't know if that's the right word, but I'm being a troublemaker. I do wonder if how it's going to work in the playoffs, excuse me, in the regular season, especially going into the playoffs. The Jalen Brunson experiment, taking the ball out of his hands at least for the first 2.5 quarters. How does that play out? Sorry, I got to turn off my sound. How does that play out in terms of usage? You got a new link? Nah, it's the same link. Oh, wait, hold up. My bad. I'm trying to bring on Darcy. I might be in the wrong StreamYard room. My gosh, StreamYard. Why is everything so slow? Sorry, I got 30 billion. No, I don't. All right, let me just send you the link then. I don't see you, Darcy. You're in. Sorry, y'all. Trying to bring my guy on. All right, now I see Darcy. Why am I not connected? Yo, hold on, Darcy. Just give me 2 seconds, Brody.
All right, all good.
But yeah, Malcolm, let me just mute real quick. I was still talking. Let me. But yeah, I just see there's a lot of potential with Malcolm Brogdon, but just when your body's breaking down that much, so I wonder when you talk about usage and how him and Brunson will work. My brother Darcy with the jersey. Hold up, Darcy. Just give me 2 seconds. I'm just fixing this. I don't know what the hell's happening. I'm interested to see how Brunson and Brogdon. I don't know if you could put them in the same lineups, rotations, but I do think that Brogdon, if healthy, even for say 40, 50 games, is a major boon for the Knicks, a major win. And I think that Brunson, yes, he's gonna have to buy into having the ball out of his hands, having to learn. Look, because it's tough, bro. When you came up like Brunson off a guy who came off the bench, and now this is your team. Sometimes you want to give up. I see this. I see this with teams in across a lot of sports. Many times, guys do not want to give up what they built so hard to build up. And I think, yeah, Darcy, we good now, Darcy.
All right.
So we'll see. But I like the move. I've always liked Malcolm Brogdon. It's just the health concerns have been my biggest issue. So it remains to be seen who wins out. Now the Knicks have also signed guys like Alex Lynn. So let me introduce my brother Darcy. Darcy, salute my guy.
Yo.
My guy with the fresh cut, man.
Nah, I need to get a cut. Shit. I wish it was for.
Salute my brother Darcy, man. Darcy, talk to me, man. Bunch of signings made for the camp, bro. It's gonna be some battles. Shamet versus even though it may not be that directly, I'm just poking a little bit of fun. Pause. But Shamet versus Brogdon, or any of the young kids gonna get cut? There's been some talk on social media that Kolek or McCullough might be the odd guys out. Even though I think McCullough's on a non-guaranteed.
Nah, yeah, he's on a two-way now. So
He is on
I
two.
don't think yeah.
Are two ways
Yeah,
automatically guaranteed?
huh? What you say?
Two ways are automatically guaranteed? They're not, right?
Yeah, but he wasn't he can't play in the playoffs. He's not playoff eligible as a two-way, so he
Got
can't.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it would only be Pacone, Kolek, or Pacone, Kolek,
Huck Purdy.
or Huck Porty too. I mean, but Huck Porty, he's getting paid $2 million. I don't know if they. I don't. One, I don't even think he's an option to be honest. I don't. I didn't even hear Ian Begley reference him as somebody that they would cut because you pretty much need him
Oh yeah,
because
he's going nowhere. Yeah, yeah, he's going nowhere. He's absolutely going nowhere. But talk to me, Darcy, bro. These signings. Talk to me about which ones you think might or you expect to break camp. Who could be sleepers? Because I have another sleeper, and I kind of, given the fact they hired this guy Lang from St. Joe's, it seems like Mike Brown is interested in some of the player development, some that many people don't think that Tom Thibodeau's into, but there's going to be a lot
But he's
more.
not going to be on a coaching staff. So I mean,
Yeah,
I
he's
don't
not.
know.
He's not right, but he's gonna be with the development spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, give me opinions on these summer signings, bro, or off-season signings.
Overall, bro, the Knicks had an amazing offseason. You know, to be a team with no cap space and to be able to make the moves that the Knicks were able to make, amazing. You get Jordan Clarkson, a player who was not going to be even available as a free agent, right? He agreed to a buyout with the Utah Jazz during free agency and instantly signed with the Knicks. And that's what I was hoping for because he had been a guy that we had been rumored to want to trade for quite some time. And so to be able to get him especially at a time where we need what he brings and we can't afford it, to be able to get him on a veteran minimum contract, amazing. Then you get Yabusele, who most people thought he was going to get at least 10 million plus.
Yep.
So he wasn't even somebody that people were thinking we were going to be able to get. He was on my list of wishful people who I felt he's right across the bridge over in Philly. You know, he's watching us. So I can imagine that this guy is paying attention and would want to stay on the East Coast and would want to sign with us. I thought the same thing with Kelly Oubre. I thought we would get Oubre,
I
but
thought, yeah.
yeah, Oubre was one of my guys that I thought would want to play for us as well, especially having felt the energy of the Garden during playoff times when we played them the previous year before. But we got JC, who I feel is a much better fit for this team. You look at the Knicks bench from last year, none of our players that were on our bench have signed in this offseason yet. So that tells you that we really didn't have that good of a bench. And I will say Tom Thibodeau didn't maximize the bench, so we don't really know what they could have done, but we do know at the end of the day that the Knicks had a gap in terms of their bench, and we addressed that this offseason, getting JC and Yabusele, especially not having cap space. That's what being a contender does for you.
Yeah, Brock Aller, I gotta give credit to this guy. This guy has definitely. I'm still scared of when a team is gonna offer this guy a contract to be their GM. I'm scared of that, but hopefully, what I'm saying, like the CA Mafia could hold him down until we get a chip because Brock Aller has done Brock Oz actually made the Knicks become like enemy number one. Like once
Mhm.
the whole Kawhi Leonard thing happened, people were like, oh well, Brunson. They looking at the Brunson contract like, yo, yeah. So you know what I'm saying? Which look, I already said this, Darce. I said, look, if you got to offer these dudes money under the table, I don't give a damn. Just make sure you don't put your damn initials on the LLC that's collecting the checks like dumbass Kawhi Leonard did. But I love what Brock Oz has been doing. And I got so pissed because a few weeks ago, you probably saw this where they put that Kelly Oubre's basically was out, with the Sixers and blah, blah, blah. Like, and I'm like, bro, are you kidding me? Kelly Oubre would have been perfect in New York. And he wanted to come here. He did an interview on SNY years ago.
Yeah, he
Talking,
did want to cut. He was
yeah.
considering us before the Sixers.
And it was the Knicks who didn't offer him a contract because he was like, yo, like I
Yeah,
want
we
you to
didn't
come to
want
New
him.
York. So I say about JC. Over the past few years, I know you won a $6 million a year. I'm not trying to make no excuses for him, but I do think sometimes when you play on a team that's really like going nowhere, that feels kind of rudderless, like your game comes down. Even as a veteran, people say, "Oh, you got to go out and perform." It's tough to do that when you got a whole bunch of young kids coming through. These guys are getting hurt. They're not really that good, and you're in this weird limbo where it's like, well, I could put up points and stats, but the coach and the team, they're not really playing me to do that anymore. We're not in playoff contention. So I do think that Jordan Clarkson come over to the Knicks, you might see an uptick back in his stats. And if Mike Brown is like, hey, like, I need you to be my, not in the same sense, they're not the same player, but I need you to be my Malik Monk off the bench. I'm giving you carte blanche to play your offensive game off the bench. I think that I think that his numbers could take a nice leap up. And let's be honest, like we have a contender here. We need the scoring off the bench. Like I mentioned with Brogdon, bro, we have not had a bona fide go-to guy from that guard position, whether it's the one or the two, since Derrick Rose. We haven't had a guy that I can say, how many times, Darcy, have we seen it where it's like, all right, yeah, Brunson is chucking, but not, all right, Brunson needs to sit. Or Brunson's having a good game, but he needs some time to rest. Let me get it to this guy. I don't have a game plan per se. We get it to this guy, gets me a bucket. We have not had that in years, bro. So talk to me about your expectations with Brogdon, Shamet, the camp battles that's going on there. Who do you think comes out of camp as like a bona fide part of the roster that maybe they had a non-guaranteed contract or they just weren't expected to be that guy at least before the season started?
Yeah, this is a tough situation because I would imagine, I know it was reported that Brogdon had other options on the table, which would make sense because he's not at that point in his career where he's old and he can't help a team. He's still a veteran point guard, albeit the injury history. He's still a really good point guard who can, one, orchestrate your offense. He had a down year in shooting, but overall he's been a fairly good, consistent shooter. I think over 40% or near it in the seasons prior to this previous season. And I mean, he was limited to, I think, only 20-something games, 29 games or something like that. Now, I don't know if he's going to be on the roster after training camp, but I would imagine that he is going to be because, one, I don't think he passes up on signing with other teams without getting assurance that he's a likely pick to get the spot. I think the Knicks are doing their due diligence by having all these players come into training camp and battle it out. And you get the chance, Mike Brown and his coaching staff gets the chance to look at these guys and see what works and what doesn't work. But I think ultimately you have to make the decision of, even if Brogdon does play well and Shamet as well, who I think Shamet should be re-signed because, one, he's played here. He played hard during the playoffs. And he had a really great net rating on the team. I think the highest coming off the bench, at least in the minutes that he played. And so for me, that's a guy that I would want to see come back. But I also do feel we kind of need a point guard. But at the same time, I look at a guy like Jordan Clarkson. He's really at his best when he's able to have the ball in his hands because he puts a lot of pressure on the defense with his offensive prowess. And then also he's an underrated passer. I looked at a lot of his footage from Utah and previous seasons. He can orchestrate the offense, and I think he's best when he has the ball in his hands. And I think Deuce McBride would be a nice compliment next to him because Deuce can get the ball up the court, but he's better playing off the ball.
Agreed.
And so I would like to see that tandem of just JC and Deuce McBride before I introduce a Malcolm Brogdon in there. Because do we want a 3 guard lineup? And then one, I'm pretty sure the plan is to stagger our starters with the bench. So how do you mix that in as well if you're going with a 3 guard lineup of Brogdon, Deuce, and JC? And I'm not trading Deuce. Deuce is one of our toughest, grittiest players. I'm not moving him at a time period like this when we're trying to win a championship.
Let me ask you this on that lineup before we move on.
Yeah.
Does this work? And granted, yes, they definitely going to be staggering lineups. But I think that one thing that Mike Brown will do is that if guys are struggling, he will mix lineups. I think quicker than Tibbs because he did it, even though it was preseason. He did it where he brought in what's your man that was from Indiana, older dude, Duarte. He brought in Duarte to replace Kevin Huerter one time, and then he also changed the lineup. He took Huerter out in the regular season. I'm forgetting for who exactly. I want to say is Monk, but I can't remember. But I know he took him out just because it wasn't working defensively. And granted, he does have that back. He has actually a background both defense and offense, but obviously with the Kings is more offense. Does this lineup work though? Deuce, Clarkson, Brogdon, Yabusele, a lot of offense, and then Huck Purdy.
Here's my thing. That can't work because where's Josh Hart and Mitch?
No, I'm saying off the bench. Like if you played up a straight, and granted, they're gonna stagger. I'm saying they're still gonna stagger, but
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like, think about it. Who the starting five? Then the starting five. That's JB. That's Macau, OG, Josh Hart, or Mitch has to be coming off the bench. So Huck Purdy or somebody can't be in that lineup.
Oh,
right? So you can't really deploy that lineup. It's either the only thing that would make sense is if you're going to start Josh Hart, then your bench is going to be Brogdon, Deuce, JC, Yabusele, and Mitch. But my whole thing is I'm not sure I want to see last year's starting five again.
Ooh.
I think I saw enough.
I know who you want to come out the lineup. I can say who you want. I know who you want to come out.
I definitely want Josh Hart to come out the lineup. And this is the thing. It's not on Josh. I just think about it like this. People are arguing either start Deuce or start Mitch. And I'm opposed to starting Deuce, and I have about 3 reasons why. One, he's coming up on a contract extension. Do you want to start him and make him your primary point of attack defender and thrust him into a bona fide role and potentially where he increases his value and now you have to pay him more? I would rather him come off the bench and try to keep him on a modest contract because I love Deuce. I don't want him not being a Knick. Like, I can't imagine us not having Deuce and shouting Deuce when he shoots the ball. Like, that's a part of our identity. Like, we can't lose that. So, and plus, that's our homegrown talent. We raised Deuce. So I don't want to see him on another team. So I want to do what it takes to keep Deuce, and I want him to be a part of us winning a championship because we do need players, him, Mitch, guys that have been here over the past couple of years that have been a part of this process of us getting here. We can't just throw these guys away because we're chasing a championship. They contributed to why we're where we are now. When you look at Deuce, his production against Boston last year, he was huge with him just coming off the bench and playing with so much confidence. So Deuce,
I get that, but at the same time, look, man, we got a championship roster, and Deuce is my guy, and I'll say it's about Deuce. I don't think Deuce is 100% because of the groin injury. Like I saw, like last year, he couldn't move laterally well. He was late. He struggled on screens many times. Makai had to actually pick him up. If you watch some of these games, you can see like the communications off, like the first Boston game. So Deuce is my guy, but if it comes down, would you rather have it that you lose with Deuce, or you win and Deuce is not here? Like that's my mindset. Is like right now we're in championship level where you might have to give up a player that you love, you like, and go ahead.
If I'm giving up a player, it's not Deuce. This is a player who I've watched. This is a player who I've watched contribute to winning. And then honestly, he's one of your best point of attack defenders on the team, if not your best point of attack defender. The only issue with him is that one, if you were to start him, what was the point of you trading Dante? Because this is my thing.
You traded Dante not necessarily for basketball. You traded Dante to make that cat trade happen.
No,
It wasn't because you wanted to get rid of him.
No, that's not the angle I'm coming from. It wasn't just because of the fact that the Knicks were all, before we made that move, we traded for Mikal because we wanted a bigger wing and we wanted a bigger point of attack defender. And that's why Mikal was brought in, because it was assumed that, okay, we get a bigger wing who can match up against a Celtics 2. You want to make sure that your wing, that your 2 guard can defend every single opposing team's 2 guard. And that's what Mikal was brought in to do. But if you start Deuce to try to maximize Mikal offensively, now you're leaving Cat as the 5. And to me, Cat is your highest paid player on the team, and he's going to be due for an extension soon. So if I'm going to be paying Cat $60 million, potentially $70 million, I need to be getting every single thing I can get out of him, offensively and defensively. And he's an offensive juggernaut. And so for me, I want to maximize Cat offensively. And the best way to do that is to start Mitch, so Mitch can man the defense, and let Cat go to work offensively. Mikal, you need to work on getting better as the point of attack defender.
Cat has to get better at stop playing this stupid ass drop it. Yo, look, man. Y'all can say whatever y'all want. I have a lot of reservations in extending Cat. Like, I already didn't want Cat here. I'm not saying he's not useful, but I could trace back to that Pacers series and blame a lot of our defensive lapses on Cat, including game 1. Cat has to no. There's no more of this crap. These guys have to step up. I understand having a defensive center around him, and I agree with that, right? But Cat, if y'all gonna get on, we're getting on Mikal, who had at one point the second amount of miles traveled on offense and defense. You don't see another player that high that had that responsibilities on offense and defense. And many times Cat got killed because he had to fight on screens that were set on him with Cat as the defender on the roll guy. Cat has to step up. This is championship level. Now I'm watching videos where freaking your man's talking about, when Cat was with the Wolves and they played DeMarcus Cousins, he purposely fouled DeMarcus Cousins because Thibodeau said whoever commits the first foul, switch between him and Taj Gibson. And he had to guard Cousins. And your man is fouling Cousins because he's scared. Because he wants to get all that bullshit, that needs to go out the mother effing window. This should be a championship level team, and Cat got to step up defensively as well too. All that, look, what he's gonna do with Cat in terms of offensively is a lot of stuff that Tibbs was trying to do, playing the pinch, playing the low post. That's what Sabonis did. When you talk about this off-ball movement offense, a lot of it comes from Cat. Cat's not gonna stay at the top of the key. He's not gonna stay on the outside and be allowed to do what he wants to do. So I hope the same vitriol y'all got for Thibodeau, for how he so-called played Cat, even though Cat was playing some of his best offensive ball, y'all better have it for your man Mike Brown. But that's another topic for another day. Cat got to step the fuck up.
I mean, this is how I look at it, bro. Cat, the Minnesota Timberwolves were the top team in the West, went to the Western Conference Finals with Cat at the 4. So to me, that's why.
Last year. Oh, 2 years ago. My bad.
That's my baseline because
they got rid of him. And they got rid of him.
I mean, again, they got rid of him because financially it was tough to retain him.
But you take.
But again, bro, I don't want to get caught up on semantics. My whole point is, a team has seen success with him at the 4 and with a defensive big next to him. So to me, that's my baseline of what I'm starting with because I'm trying to win a championship this year. And he's your second best player. He's your highest paid player. So you should be trying to maximize what he does best, which is put the ball in the hoop. Defensively, he was at the bottom of the league in defensive rating last year. That's the reality. So I'm not going to keep repeating and trying to repeat the same recipe of what I know did not work. I will say in the playoffs, he did have a couple of good blocks and stops, like especially when Cade Cunningham had made it past OG.
Yep.
In the clutch, he blocked a shot from Cade. or contested the shot really well that caused Cade to miss. And so, there were little plays like that when he stepped up and he was huge. And
He flashed. He flashed.
did he have
That's
his
his
issues?
career.
Did he have his issues? Absolutely. But again, we know what we signed up for. He is an offensive juggernaut. That's what you need to be getting. Mikal Bridges is not at the caliber of scoring a ball that Karl Anthony Towns is. So to me, I would rather maximize Towns and deal with the pitfalls of having Mikal at the two and being your primary point of attack defender. And all I will be looking to do there is mix in some Deuce, Jace, and JC minutes. And that's pretty much it. I'm not going to start Deuce. I'd rather Deuce come
Yeah.
off the bench, and I'd rather keep him on a modest contract.
Yeah, I'm not.
Uh,
I never said to start. I was just saying off the bench, the lineups, and I guess more so in the main plays. Do you stagger lineups anyway, right? So I was just thinking about like the
how
main
are we
guys.
just
So I
going to
guess I was,
struggle?
huh?
I'm to be honest,
Do you want
I'm.
Yabusele starting over Josh? All right, who do you want to replace Josh with? Because you said you mentioned who?
Oh, Mitch, I want JB, Mikal,
Okay, okay,
OG,
okay.
Cat, and Mitch, and then off the bench. Honestly, I'm really not too big on the Brogdon acquisition. I like Brogdon, but I would rather see what this bench unit looks like with JC and Deuce manning the one and the two. Because JC, bro, he puts so much pressure on the defense because he has a quick release. He's always looking to score. So this is a guy who, if one, he understands playing on a team that's looking to win. He's not on a Utah team where you can just kind of just be a little bit more careless and play freely. No, you need to be looking to facilitate and get your teammates involved, which he has the capability of doing. And I'm pretty sure Mike Brown is going to emphasize that to him as well if he's going to be your primary guard coming off the bench, if he's going to be your true six man. Him and Deuce is, I told you my starters. I want Mitch starting. Off the bench, I want Deuce, JC, and really, I want Deuce playing the two. I want JC playing the one. I want JC handling the rock and switching Deuce, and Josh Hart switching, bringing the ball up. Because Josh Hart can play make as well, too. So if you're going to run a three-guard lineup, I'd rather get rebounding in there because Yabusele is really a forward, but he can play the five. But I'm actually not opposed to not playing
Yeah, he
Huck
struggled. He
Horton.
struggled mightily defensively as a five, though. Like Yabusele
I
struggled
mean,
mightily.
again, not he's not at the bottom of the league in defensive rating. I'll tell you that.
He's not, but I
So
watched. I watched a bunch of it. I think the only like big he didn't get killed by was like, ironically enough, Jokic. But if you watch his games against the bigs, he struggles mightily. The
I
Yabusele
mean,
works at a five if you're not playing like a top center or like a top big, um, because he get
yeah, I
killed.
mean, I'm keeping Mitch at 20, maybe max 25 minutes per game. Um, I'm cutting OG's minutes. I need to keep OG healthy.
That's
I need
another
to
one.
keep OG healthy. I'm
That's
cutting
another one.
down OG's minutes and mixing in Pacome in there to get Pacome up because we got to develop our young guys. We're not going to be a team that has cap space. We're going to go into the second apron at some point. So we need to be developing our young guys. So I'm actually going to cut some of McCallum OG's minutes, and I'm going to let Pacome get in there. And I'm also going to let my guy, what's his name? I don't know why I'm forgetting his name. Dude from France. Other dude from France. He's
Oh,
on a
Diawara.
he's going to get the rookie minimum. I like Diawara. I really like him. I like what I saw in summer league. I like the poise. I like his ability to run the floor, and then he has a lot of size to him. So this is a guy you develop him right. He's going to be a value-added player off your bench in the next 3 to 4 years if the Knicks develop him correctly. So I want him and Pacome getting minutes. I'm okay with moving Kolek if it comes down to it.
Wow. Yo, let me say this. Let me say this real quick on Kolek, man. I
Mm-hmm.
have a sick feeling in my stomach. We trade Kolek or let him go.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I know.
He's gonna find his way. So I'm telling
Yep.
you.
Mm-hmm.
I think that we gotta be patient. Even when he struggled in the summer league, people get on him like, "Oh, he got me." I want my player when you're developing to be as aggressive as possible. I want you. If you have to go a game where you shooting 0 for 18 in the summer league, shoot it. It's the type of shots you take, the angles you take, the spots you get to. When I watched Kolek, now one thing that I was a little unhappy about is that when things failed, he went back to his left, which is your power hand. I get it, but I just want to see, and I know I shouldn't be going off of this, but when he was playing in the gym with the one-on-ones and stuff, and it's like I could see the game there. When the confidence is there, I see it. And people say he's not quick enough. I don't care about you being fast or quick. It's about NBA speed and playing off of defenders' missteps and stuff. That's different than fast speed, crossover, boom, bang. Two different things. I think Kolek is like a season away from it mentally clicking. Like
Hey, GMO, they saying you low, bro.
I'm low. Oh, my bad, y'all. I'm just sick to my stomach because I'm telling you, I could see Kolek getting it mentally, and I don't want to be the team. No, I don't care about embarrassment. But Kolek, if he even turned to a TJ McConnell type, would be perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect for New York. And I think that getting rid of Kolek is the worst thing. If we're all about development, right? Even if Brogdon comes and Brogdon plays well in the preseason, Brogdon gives you 50 games, but that's a 1-year contract. So now I don't think that you trade. Now, granted, you have to one of these contracts. I don't think you touch Kolek's contract. And then, granted, he's getting the second most highest guaranteed money, whatever. So I think that the GM the front office wants him there anyway. I just don't want to make the mistake. Let's develop this kid. Let's see how it works out. Continue to go out it, build up his confidence. He's right there.
So let me ask you then.
Be patient. Not you, but.
So are you saying don't keep Shamit, don't sign Shamit and Brogdon? Is that what you're saying? Because
I gotta
I
see how
don't think
those
we're
two.
about development right now. I think we're about winning the championship more than development right now.
I agree, but
Which makes sense.
championship windows, as we're seeing now with the second apron, is like you can't even. It's almost rare if you could even attempt to build a dynasty or attempt to even build to a second championship. The Celtics should not have. And granted, I know Tatum got hurt. Man, they trying to move on for it's like you win one championship and you're just like, yeah, get out of here. Just move on. Right? So you need young players regardless. You need some young talent to come through because let's be honest, granted, different positions. OG Anunoby, I don't know he stays healthy enough to really see the value of his contract. And knock on wood, I hope it's not the case. I saw OG struggle in the playoffs, bro. His body just did not look the same. Just doesn't look the same.
Well, OG was healthy last year.
Regular as a season, if going into the playoffs, bro, I could just see with OG. He's just one of these players that he's gonna have these soft muscle injuries.
Bro,
you need young players to step up. We even look at our bench. Look at our bench. People say we didn't use our bench was still trash. You gave these guys minutes, they were trash. Shemet had surprised us all because the regular season, outside the end of the regular season, he was trash. I don't care what no one says. He was trash offensively at the very least.
You living in last season.
Bro, these guys got older. This ain't no video game, bro. These guys get older, their bodies break down. So to me, I need something from my young players. And Kolek showed me more promise. Kolek shows me more potential. And I like Pacome.
Did you answer me though, bro? Are you keeping Shemet and Brogdon? Or are you
I gotta see. Shemet might be odd man out, bro. Shemet might be out because put like this. All right, put like this.
Okay.
I'd rather unless Shemet comes in, because Shemet actually was never really like he's a good outside shooter. He's never a sniper, right? He shot 34% the year before he came six, and I didn't want to say 2 seasons, kind of struggled, right? Now last year shot 39%, but remember he got hot at the end of the season. He missed a lot of important shots. I'd rather give those touches to Pacome. I thought Pacome was playing at least as good of defense as Shemet. And he was actually, early in the season, he was actually hitting shots. Then Tibbs, just for whatever reason, stopped playing him. I think he was highlight.
Shemet for his career is a 41% three-point shooter.
Yeah, and look at the stats for look at it year by year. I'll go by it right now because I've been looking at this crap for
I mean, bro, we don't have to, because I honestly, I agree with you. Now, here's my thing. Mm-hmm. Jordan Clarkson did not play a lot of games last year. Mm-hmm. Deuce McBride had some injuries. And Malcolm Brogdon only played 20-something games.
Yeah.
So these are 3 guys who have dealt with injuries all last year. Now, Deuce is obviously not to the extent of Brogdon and JC, so I don't want to put him in that bucket. Mm-hmm. But I'm just not sure if I do want to move Kolek But the question is, if God forbid, if you need some minutes from these guys, or if JB has a stretch, ankle injury, God forbid, anything like that, do you trust Kolek enough? Last year you had Campaign coming off the bench. Then we saw him get injured. Deuce was out already.
You know what?
No, Deuce wasn't out already. Deuce got injured. Then Campaign came in. Campaign got injured, and we were forced to play Kolek. And I'm actually good with Kolek. Defensively, but I trust his playmaking and I trust his poise. He plays very confident. But
you know
in a year like this, in the playoffs, are you confident?
I put like this, Darcy. And I'll give you an important player that the Knicks, especially Brown, has to like truly emphasize utilizing, like how we did it before he got hurt, and that's Huck Purdy. Kolek does well when there's a pick and roll heavy offense because he needs the space, right? He's not gonna take his man one on one. He favors his left, but if you give him that space, one thing that I love that he does is trap defenders off the hip. I think if you start that from the early regular season, whenever he gets minutes, whatever. If you have that heavy pick and roll offense, I put money. By the playoffs, he'll give you 75% TJ McConnell, maybe 60% TJ McConnell in terms of just that heady point guard who can come in and orchestrate the offense. Because I see the passing. He can do. I know he had a whole bunch of turns in the summer league, but he's also playing with a whole bunch of guys who are not going to see that they're not going to be on the Knicks. They're not going to see an NBA roster anytime soon. I think that if you put that in him to say, look, abuse that pick and roll. Hulk Purdy, one thing that I love he did last year before he got hurt. He was setting screens like a mat every time down the court before the point guard even got a step over the half court line. What was he doing? Setting a screen, setting a rescreen, setting a screen, rolling to the back. Fundamental play. You put that together with Kolek, I'm telling you, bro, Kolek is going to be good. Even if he struggles this season, with even using that, like, say he's not, like I say, he gives you 75% team accomplishments, he has turnovers, misses a shot as much. He's going to get it. I bank on a 2-year project with Kolek and him getting minutes than me having to sign one of these other veterans, injury-prone veterans, who may not even give you the production. And then they go, and now Kolek is playing for the Indiana Pacers. Kolek's playing for the freaking the Pistons, and he's their guy off the bench. I'm gonna throw up if I see. I'm telling you, certain players, you just gotta give them some time.
So if you're the Knicks GM, are we signing Malcolm Brogdon and letting Shaman walk? Are we filling the roster out, Malcolm Brogdon and Diawara on a rookie minimum, and letting Shaman walk, and keeping Kolek and Pacone? Because this is my thing. We have to realize we have a couple of young guys here, and we also have our pick next year. So my whole thing is, and you still have McCullough on a two-way, who I actually want to see McCullough stay with this team because we need more wings. So my whole thing is, do you even have room to develop all these young guys? You don't. Because you're in championship mode right now. You have to keep paying these guys when really you don't have any cap space. So if you have vets, proven vets trying to sign with your team, you're really going to take those vets because you're trying to build one. Mike Brown said it himself. We're not trying to win just one championship. We're trying to position ourselves to keep winning. Which means
but you keep winning by also developing your young players, bro.
Yeah, but
spoke
again,
about it. Go.
How many of these young guys can you actually develop?
Okay, put like this. Okay, let's go on the list. Let's go on the list. Kevin McCullough or Kolek? Kevin McCullough or Kolek? I'm asking you, Kevin McCullough or Kolek?
I'm going with McCullough.
What has McCullough done that has convinced y'all, a lot of y'all in this Knicks Nation, that like he's that guy? I watch him, he's solid. I don't get like he's this guy that you can't give up. Now, granted, summer league he did his thing a little bit, right? He was attacking the basket, finishing. He's solid, but I don't see. I see that as replaceable. I could get if I get a Dirk Jones someplace, I get a Dirk Jones. Like I don't see this guy McCullough where it's like I would hold on to him over a guard that we need, right? I just see the upside with Kolek a little bit higher than McCullough. Like I think McCullough's decent. Ain't a world he beat up. But all right, we move on
I
from there.
mean, here's all the young guys. We got
Right.
Colette. We got Bacone.
Uh huh.
We got McCullough.
Uh
We
huh.
got Diawara. We got Huck Porty. That's 5. And then, honestly, we got a draft pick in 2026. Who knows? The Nick Keon is going to be in that draft. I want Keon. I don't know how we can do that, but I want Melo's son. That boy's supposed to be a Nick in his career.
If
And
Melo doesn't, if Keon doesn't kill, and well, play this. We'll see with Keon. I just got to see his game for Syracuse this season. Let's see, but let's not go with this nostalgic or this. Oh man, we gotta draft in the
we need
family.
wings,
F all
bro.
that, bro. I
We need
understand,
wings.
but Keon may not be that guy that you need.
Uh, but
We
I'm
basing this off of him just being related to Melo.
nah.
If
I
he
mean,
wasn't
bro,
Melo's son, are we
listen,
hyping him
bro.
up?
Keon got to be a Nick, bro. Keon
Why?
got to be a Nick.
Why?
He has to be a Nick.
Why?
At
Why?
some
Why
point,
is Keon got to
at
be a
some
Nick?
point in his career, whether he starts as a Nick, it
Wait,
doesn't matter. He has
what?
to be a Nick. But
So if there's a better player than Keon, we gotta take Keon just because he gotta be a Nick.
no, you get the better player, but you get Keon too. But
Yo,
I mean, but
this dude is stupid, man. Anybody
look,
gotta
bro.
get Keon, bro.
My
That's
whole point
crazy.
is, you got 5 young guys on the team.
Oh
You're
man.
realistically, you're going to be a second apron team.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and you can be a second apron team as long as you're not deep into it to where there's
3 out
now
of 5
penalty.
years. Yep.
Yeah, but if you're winning, all is well. But my whole point is, if you're going to be a second apron team and you're not going to have cap space and you need to keep adding to your teams, and this is the thing, these guys we're signing are not on long-term contracts. JC's on a 1-year deal. Malcolm Brogdon's on a 1-year deal. If these guys play really well, let's say we win a championship, you are not going to want to let these guys walk.
Also,
So
Yabusele's on a one for one. So if he does well, he's gonna be looking to re up. Oh,
that's
he answered. Oh.
is it. Yeah, I mean that's that, right? You got and then JC, you were lucky to get him on a vet's minimum. He's not signing for that again. So my whole thing is, if he does play really well, then you're going to be trying to re-sign him. And who do you have to move to re-sign him? The cap space should be going up, so I don't know how that's going to work. But you're going to want to retain your talent. So the thing is, the Knicks are going to continuously be tempted to move their young guys to free up cap space. You got Huck Porty making 2. You got
But
McComb making
you
3.
keep it cheap. But if you have cheap talent, you don't have to try to keep going for the re up for these other guys. That's
Look,
the whole
bro,
point.
if you have proven vets available who are willing to sign for more than what they're signing for, less than what they're worth to be a Knick, the Knicks are going to trade.
Well, if that's the case, that's okay. If
Yeah,
that's
I
the
mean, again,
case, but
like if that's the case, bro, that's going to be the case. Like, think about it, bro. We are a real contender. We're not gonna have any cap space. We're gonna be a second apron team. So we're gonna be bottom scraping. We're gonna rely on us being such a good of a team and such of a good of a fan base and market that players are gonna be watching us and want to play here, which is gonna happen. And you're gonna see guys who were your 10 or to 16 million type of players now signing for vet minimums just to win a championship, bro. So my whole thing is, we're not going to have the space to be able to develop 5 young guys. 3, or we can only develop realistically 2, max 3. That's it, bro. 2 of them are gonna have to be moved within this 3-year window. Like, let's be real. Trey Jemison may be a better center than Huck Porty, to be honest with you.
oh, from the Lakers.
Yeah, Trey Jemison. Don't be surprised if the Knicks find a way to get him to lock him up. Dude might be a better bro. I mean, Huck Porty, you saw at times he just wasn't strong enough. And I like Huck Porty. I like his activity.
What do you mean wasn't strong enough on which end? Defensively or offensively?
Yeah, defensively. You see some like he looked like a stick out there sometimes. But
I feel
again,
it's more so he's struggling between trying to find fouls right now. I'm high on Huck Purdy. I don't think Jameson gets Huck Purdy off his
I
square.
like him. I like him, but I just think
You
to
know why you
me,
don't like him? Because he threatens Mitch.
no. I don't think he
Yeah.
threatens Mitch.
Yes, he
No, I don't think he.
does.
No. I don't
Hug
even think
Purdy is
Ball.
a better passer. Hug Purdy
Listen,
rose to the
bro.
basket effectively, if not just as good as Mitch outside of being a high
Listen,
flying
bro.
dunker.
Please, bro.
He
Please,
plays good defense. I wouldn't say he has as many
please,
flash
bro.
plays as Mitch, but Mitch gets bodied
Please,
to the
bro.
basket several times. Your
Please,
man
bro.
Hug Purdy can actually,
No.
in terms of spacing, I'm not saying he's not a shooter, but in terms of being on the spots and he's good as a zone breaking big at the foul line. I think Hug Purdy's is very
Do me a
fundamental.
favor,
He
bro.
has a little bit of a back to the basket game. It's not great,
Yeah, do
but
me
it's
a
a
favor,
lot more
bro.
than
Can you put
Mitch.
a poll? Can you put a poll? Huck Porty
Let's
or
go.
Mitch?
Yeah,
Huck
let,
Porty or Mitch?
let me speak
Because
to my brother. Go.
well, I'm not even gonna go back and forth with you, bro. Like, I'm sorry, I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. I'm gonna just finish on with what I was saying, bro. You can't develop all five of these guys, and this is my thing. I like what I see from McCullough. I think he's a good rebounder. He can pass the ball. He's a confident scorer, and plus he's a quick decision maker. You need guys who play well off the ball, because again, we're in the type of offense we're trying to initiate. You need guys who can impact winning without having the ball in their hands, especially when you have a ball dominant point guard in JB. You got Towns, you got McCall, you got OG. All these guys want more and more touches. OG average career highs 18 points per game. This guy wants more.
Yeah, it'd be nice
McCall
if he can
wants
make his
more.
shots in the play. Yo, bro, these guys all want more touches, but when it counts, these guys miss shots.
No, you're not lying, but I'm gonna tack that to Tom Thibodeau, and
Oh,
I'm gonna give Mike Brown a clean slate going into this season. I'm
of
going into this
course.
season with the belief system that we're going to see. We saw flashes of the ball movement earlier on in the season last year, like it was immaculate, especially that Detroit game where we smacked them boys, and the offense, the ball was moving so well. I want to see that sustained, and I want to see that ascend to another level. That's what I'm expecting, and I'm expecting Mike Brown to be able to unlock that. And
So if these guys are getting open shots, are we going to take away the blame from Tom Thibodeau? Because these guys are getting open shots in the playoffs. They just missed.
uh,
How many times do I keep blaming on Tom Thibodeau? If you miss a shot, you miss a shot. If
that's
you,
on. That's on. I'm blaming Macau. You know, I told you, Macau. He was the most disappointing
oh man,
player. And, no, honestly, Josh Hart was the most disappointing player last year for me. But Macau was second to that. And honestly, you know what? They're actually neck and neck. We averaged 15 and a half turnovers in that Pacers series, and we literally lost majority of those games. The ones that we did lose, they were single-digit losses. Meanwhile, we averaged 15 and a half turnovers. So there's two things that to me is the root cause there. One, minutes. These guys played insane minutes, which increases the likelihood of turnovers. So that's on Tom Thibodeau. And two, carelessness, because Josh Hart was just throwing that damn ball away. Passing the ball to DeLon Wright, who you know is not shooting the ball well, just not making good decisions. So those are my two guys who I need to see better from them. But Macau, I'm expecting a better season from him under Mike Brown. I think he's just going to come in playing better, knowing that Tom Thibodeau isn't here and he isn't going to play the minutes that he played. And then I also expect the ball to move more, which is just going to increase the synergy and overall just more usage for these guys. That's what I'm hoping for. But these young guys, bro, keep. I like Kolek because you need another guard that you're developing behind JB, and he has some remnants of JB's game that can be developed and shaped as time goes on. But again, Deuce, I want to keep Deuce. So however Deuce fits into that equation, I want to make him the key fit. He can play point guard. He doesn't have to be an elite playmaker because Jalen Brunson is not going to play under 35 minutes. Unless maybe regular season, yeah, but playoff time, JB's not playing under 35 minutes. So if you look at Mike Brown last year, when he was coaching the Kings, the players with the most minutes: one, De'Aaron Fox; two, Domantas Sabonis; three, Keegan Murray. The rest of the players played under 30 minutes. And the sixth man, Malik Monk, 25 minutes a game. So that's why I see JC. But overall, bro, you don't need a super elite backup point guard, because guess what? You can't afford to pay them that much. And if they're too good, they're going to price you out. So, again, I'm good with Deuce. Deuce is a great defender, a better defender than Kolek. Kolek is not going to ever be as good of a defender as Deuce is. And Deuce can get the ball up the court. That's all you need your backup point guard to do. If they can facilitate the ball well, great. But if they can't, right now we don't need that. JB is 35 minutes at minimum. You don't have a lot of minutes for your backup point guard, and you're not going to be able to pay your backup point guard big money. So,
okay, let me
you're talking about develop Kolek. What do you want him to? I mean, again, McConnell is great. If he can hit that, great. But this guy's going to price you out. He's going to price you out. You have Karl Anthony Towns on your roster who's going to be getting paid $70 million.
You also know who the Knicks can move on from? Mitchell Robinson. Let me get to Nick. Mr. Robinson is making 14, 15. Let me get to Nick, man. Nick. Yo, Darcy.
Hey, what's up? Can I,
Go ahead,
can I
Nick.
can I just say one thing? I want everybody to repeat these words. The name is Kyan Anthony.
Yup.
Can we say
Hey! I just told GMO we need to draft him. And GMO
no. Pause. You said like Keon or some kind of weird
I
name.
got hyped.
I'm saying the name is Kyan Anthony.
Yeah, he
You
wasn't
got the
hyping
name
him up.
wrong. I'm not trying to hype you up.
I think I called him Keon or something like that.
Yeah, you call him Keon.
Nick is a jerk.
I was like, who is Keon?
Nick is a
Like,
jerk. We
did he
don't know what he
have
meant.
or something?
Listen.
Yeah. You said it too, Gino.
Nick is a
One
jerk.
day, I don't give a damn.
Hey, yeah, who cares?
You call him, you out here calling him Draymond. Like, come on, bro. Kyan, bro.
Get to your damn point. Who cares? Keon, get to your damn point, bro. Your man Darcy got so hyped up.
I really want to jump on just to correct that one thing.
Oh
Like,
my
I didn't even
God.
care about the whole podcast at this point.
Oh
Like,
wow.
you kept saying
I
Keon.
got nothing else to say. I just want
Yo,
to
guys, this is a hater. This dude is such a hater, son. This is crazy, bro.
Yo, my man was driving me crazy. I was like, who is Keon? And he kept saying it like it's real. Stop.
Oh,
That joke made me so mad, man. I'm sorry. I had to jump
Darcy
on for that.
so
But anyway,
up,
so
over there.
I'm making dirty rice.
You said dirty rice?
Yeah, dirty rice, Louisiana style.
Louisiana, yeah.
This nigga in New York making Louisiana style right.
No,
No, he's in South Carolina. He's in South Carolina.
Yeah.
This guy.
Talking about New York.
Anyway, Nick, any thoughts about the roster signing, sir? With the camp battles that might be going on, the rumors that one of the young players could be cut to allow for both Shamit and Malcolm Brogdon to sign on. How do you feel about some of the happenings that have been going on in the offseason in terms of signing?
So big things. I think some things that y'all kind of missed out on is, okay, let's use a little bit of history. OG Anunoby had his best health season ever so far. We did steal Dallas's medical staff, if I'm not mistaken. They are one of the best rated medical staff. A guy like Malcolm Brogdon is 50, 40, 90 threat every single season. He's a very efficient basketball player. And it's gonna be a battle between Brogdon and JC to actually close games. And also Deuce. But the beautiful thing is all three of them are cheap contracts. Valley basketball players that could probably be packaged together with something else to get someone else. So when you look at some of the teams that are doing this entire
Hey, you kind of
series
hard to
on,
hear, bro.
Yeah, it's something like it's like a
Like covering your
earth.
mic.
Yeah,
okay, hold on, let me cut the headphones off. Is that better?
that's a lot better.
Okay. So where I was at. So these guys are on cheap contracts. When you look at Brogdon and Deuce and JC, they're all cheap. They could be packaged with other players to get something else.
Hmm.
I don't know. When I look at the fact that they wanted to get Ben Simmons, there was no way in my mind that I could have Ben Simmons and also Josh Hart on the same team. That could be a play to do the same thing for less because Ben Simmons, of course, is going to make less. When you look at the fact that um, Ben Simmons has height, you might be want to get bigger as a team overall because they do need wings. Darcy is definitely right on that. I think with all the signings that they added, they have enough playmaking. They don't need more playmaking. They just need more wings. They need to have wings to actually dispel some of the minutes that the starters are gonna have because that's one thing that Tom Thibodeau was right on. His wings was his advantage, and he really wanted to keep the advantage towards any lineup that he had, and the advantage was with his wings defensively as well as offensively. It's just Mikal didn't live up to the bill, as well as Josh Hart. So the question mark is, how do you keep rebounding? I think Mitchell Robinson is our second advantage, is our probably our biggest advantage in against most Eastern Conference teams.
Mm-hmm.
Mitch is almost irreplaceable right now.
Yep. Thank you.
Um, it's hard when you look at the playoffs and you look at how much he dominated every single matchup. Every time he was on the court, is between him and Deuce that had the most effectiveness.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how that fits in because with Mike Brown, because Mike Brown is going to play a 4 out system with Mitch. Without Mitch, he's going to probably play 5 out. So Brogdon, he plays a big role. I think Brogdon is going to change life. He could start, he could come off the bench, you could do all kinds of stuff with him, and you don't have to start Deuce. But Brogdon also gives you a backup playmaker, and you don't need Kolik. I actually don't see the hype over Kolik. You could trade Kolik for like, yeah, I don't believe in Kolik. I don't even see the playmaking is good, but are you playmaking because you're scared? Because there are many times I thought he should have shot the ball and he didn't do it. I'm not impressed with Kolik. Not to say he can't become a good player. I just don't see it. And just like Darcy say, so
Mark this down, y'all.
I feel I feel
Make
real
sure I remember
weird,
this.
like agreeing with Darcy. I feel like jumping off a cliff. But Darcy is right. We don't need a bunch of young players on this team trying to develop them. There are too many teams and too many times in history where it's a failed project trying to build the future up as well as like keep moving on in winning ways. The situations are too precious. Like Mike Brown is now on what is 15. He has to win.
Mm-hmm.
Like the pressure is on Mike Brown to win basketball games, and he's not gonna want to play around with it.
Uh-huh.
Even though he'll give guys chances, I want people to be prepared for this. They gotta win in practice because Mike Brown is gonna really practice them hard.
Mm-hmm.
They gotta come in prepared to work, and then when they get chances on the court, they gotta outperform their competition, which is the veteran.
Mm-hmm.
They have to. They have to do it from camp. They have to do it in everyday practice. They have to do it in game time. All of it plays a role. Um, Pacome, I actually like the idea of keeping Pacome because Pacome could shoot. We need shooting. I don't think that is gonna ever change. And then like looking at possible injuries. I'm not thinking about injuries because our medical staff has been so good. But I actually think that the combination of how deep our roster is, the medical staff, and the variance at which we could play basketball, Mike Brown's adaptability to different things with the roster, I think guys may end up being healthy pretty much all season. There's too many factors that plays into it, and I think it lends itself
Why do you
into
think
we
that?
can have a healthy team.
Because of a coach or because of the medical staff? You think these guys are gonna be healthy all season
Well,
or
look
less
at
minutes versus
I'm
teams
just
who?
saying it's a combination of less minutes. The way rotations could be like some guys could probably have games off, but then also too like the medical staff really did keep guys healthy, and they are like the best medical staff. It's like by the
Mhm.
time Mitch got healthy, he was on the court. Like it
Mitch
wasn't
is
like he missed
whoa
games.
whoa whoa. We well okay. When Mitch was on the court, he was
Bro,
relatively healthy.
GMO be
But
hating on this,
no, no,
bro.
no, no. I don't hate on bro. I don't hate
Man.
on Mitch. I just don't like banking on players who they always get hurt, bro. I've seen this throughout all sports. When you depend on a player who always gets hurt, bro, it can derail your freaking runs. Granted, Mitch is not
Yeah,
JB,
but
so it's not
okay,
as if you have to get a new
see,
point guard or a new star scorer. But Mitchell Robinson
but
just
that's the thing though. Let me just give you this.
go ahead.
It doesn't really matter 5 years from now, 2 years from now. You just need one good season. Sometimes that's all you're banking on. It's
I
like
understand that, and Mitch cannot stay healthy to play a not even a whole season, 75-80% of a season, bro.
I
He's
think he
always
could.
getting hurt.
No, I get that, but I think he could for one season, and that's why I feel
Of
like this
course he
season is going
could,
to
but
be one of that ones.
will he do it?
I
I mean, it's
know
a contract season, but I just feel like
exactly. There's
we're
too
going
many
off of
factors.
a lot of hope. Mitchell Robinson last year was supposed to come back in late December, early January. Dude came back in what, late February or mid? What was it? When what was it? February, March.
Hmm.
Like, I like this is why I'm saying that's not to say that Huck Purdy is as good as Mitch on Mitch's best day, but that's why I'm happy. I know Huck Purdy has his own injury history, but I'm happy you have a Huck Purdy because I'm sorry we can't we
Yeah,
have
how that poll looking, huh?
you
Pause.
have to have a whole you have to have a contingency plan behind Mitch, not just for this season but for next year as well too, bro. I'm
Yo,
good on depending
Ace,
on Mitch.
watch
He's
your
just never
mouth, bro.
healthy.
Stop talking
He's
like
never
that.
healthy. Since my brother Ace of Kings, he's saying it. Well, he's saying Mitch is trash. I ain't say all that. I think Mitch is good. I think Mitch is a solid role player. Yeah,
I
you're winning.
bro.
It's only 10 votes though. Anybody watch? But it's it's 2080, so you got it. That's fine. But I'm good on depending on Mitch to sit up there and be a key weapon for the Knicks when he just can't stay healthy. Like bro, you play Mitch too much to start the regular, he's gonna get hurt. You have to wait till the end of the season, then you finally have him in there. But that also too, when you bring in a play like that, now you're talking about what you just talked about having a 5-out offense or at least an offense where Huck Perry's not gonna space the floor, but Huck Perry knows where to be on the floor. He can move around a little bit better than Mitch on the floor, right? Now you move into a 4-out offense because Mitch is there. That can shift things around. Now you have, and you're gonna be expecting Cats also play a lot more in the pinch, a lot more in the post, where Mitch is gonna be, right? That's not just hey, just plug and play. You gotta have some continuity. And if Mitch is not playing to start the regular season, unless the Knicks are losing and Mike Brown wants to make changes, it's gonna be hard to say, hey, Mitch, you just come back in the lineup. Now you're a starter. Now you're gonna fit perfectly with this new offense that everybody's trying to understand and learn, bro. I don't think
Yeah,
I know y'all love Mitch, but when you talk about a championship level team, there's gonna be a lot of pressure on Mike Brown to get the rosters right because last year he had issues with the Kings, right? In terms of Herter was given a lot of bad defensive minutes, so they tried Duarte in the preseason. They tried playing Malik. They tried things. Mike Brown's gonna be switching around, and if it doesn't work that Mitch is there, Mitch is gonna have to. I don't say he have to. He's gonna find his way because I think Mike Brown does like him. He said some positive comments on Mitch, but I look, man, we gotta move on from Mitch. I'm sorry. You got to find a way to move on from Mitch. Dude's never healthy, bro.
that's fair. That's fair. I just feel like Mitch is our most dominant. Like he's our second most dominant player. But
He's our
and then
second most
after that,
dominant
like
player. Our second most
yeah,
dominant
second
player.
most dominant at his position. Number one, JB, of course. Number two, Mitch, and then you got some combination of OG and then Deuce.
Damn, son. If you talking about those guys are dominant outside of JP.
What do you mean?
Oh my gosh, Mitch is. Uh, I don't know if I can say dime. I guess
Yeah.
rebounding wise, I'll give him that. I'll give you that.
At his
Rebounding,
position, like he changes stuff defensively.
yeah,
He, he
yeah,
rebound.
yeah. I'll give you that. I'll give you that. I just don't know. The defense has not been as dominant. It's just weird to say dominant. I think it's been good. I think his defense is dipped a little bit, but the rebounding, I'll give you that. On his best day, dude was putting up freaking historic rebounding numbers. Um, but I'll say this. Look, I like Pacome. I thought last year they should have played him more. He started off well when they were playing him in the regular
Yeah.
season. I have no idea what Tibbs stopped playing because he was giving you a defense and he hit a few shots. Like, all right, let's build your confidence. You might have something there. I don't know why Tibbs didn't continue to play him. Look, man, mark my words. You said it here. That's cool. If we trade Kolek, Nick, and Kolek is good, I don't want to hear from any of y'all. I don't want to hear y'all BS, bro. Kolek is right there. Mark my words, he's right there. And who in this league does not need a screen? Who in this league does not need a pick and roll to open up the floor for them? Shoot, Jason Tatum gets killed. And people are like, yo, Jason, if Jason Tatum would stop freaking shooting 3-point shots and attack the basket, he'd literally be one of the best players. Or he'd be, I don't know, off time, but players have said, oh, he'd be this and that, whatever. And that guy uses screens like no other, right? So if he use screens, Kolek use screens. I'm telling y'all, mark my words, Kole's going to be nice, but it is what it is. Y'all want to hate on Kolek? That's cool. It is what it is. But let me ask you, Nick, before we get out of here, man, who do you think makes camp out? Who do you think gets cut? Yeah, what are your thoughts on that? And what are your just overall thoughts on Mike Brown? We haven't spoken enough on Mike Brown. Just your expectations and how players may buy in, because obviously he has like that all-in thing, his whole all-in philosophy. Who do you think are going to be the odd men out? Any players who are going to, he may rub the wrong way, pause, because of his coaching and, maybe taking the ball off JB's hands. Just, if you could talk about that, but, start first. Who do you think is going to be odd man out? Who's going to make the roster from the invites, not obviously the main guys?
From the invites, I gotta look at it again, but see, I don't care about most of the stuff. Like Shemet's gonna go. I don't think he's gonna make it. I don't think we need him technically.
Oh,
Because if you really like be honest with you, he didn't shoot that well. He defended surprisingly well, right? Let me ask you this, and this is a question for you. This is a question from Darcy. Look at the way Pacome shoots. Would you choose Pacome versus Shemet?
I already
Like
said I picked Pacome.
I'm gonna go with.
We answered. I said I picked Pacome over Shemet just for the same reason
Nah,
we
I'm gonna
talked
go
about.
with. I'm gonna go with Shemet.
Shemet, okay. Like I'm saying just shooting, right?
Yep.
Okay.
He's a 41% career shooter. That's proven.
That doesn't mean shit. You get older, bro. Your stats are going down. And
Listen,
last year he
bro.
didn't shoot well
Listen.
to the end of the season.
No. We just saw him. Have a high net rating off the bench for the Knicks in the playoffs, and he's a proven shooter under pressure. He's a playoff experienced player. Pacome again. I'm not. It's not about moving these. Pacome for me. I'm keeping Pacome. I'm keeping Diawara, and I'm keeping McCullough because the Knicks need
Wait,
size. We need wings.
I thought Diawara signed with his European team, with a
No,
Nah, he
European team.
signed a
he's
nah, he
he's
signed
going to
a
get the rookie minimum, so he's going to
yeah.
be playoff eligible with this team. He's going to be the guy at the end of the bench, and I'm
Okay.
throwing him in there.
Okay.
I'm throwing him in the game. Like to me, honestly, he has.
Wait, you're
in
playing
my opinion,
Diawara this season?
yes, to me, Diawara low key, him and
Oh
Pacome
my
have the even
gosh.
upside in my eyes.
Oh my gosh. Are we going off of one summer league, bro?
Listen, bro.
Interesting.
Diawara was absolute dog
No,
shit last
it's not
season,
just
bro.
about his summer league. I looked at his footage from before he played in summer league.
Uh-huh. Couldn't shoot. Yeah,
I
couldn't
like
shoot.
what I see. If he can develop a consistent shot, that boy is a problem. I see Pascal Siakam in him.
Oh
That's
my
what
wow, because
I
they have the
see.
same shoulders and they dark skin. Like Y'all gotta stop with
No,
these damn comparisons, bro. He ain't no
no,
damn Pascal
no.
Siakam,
I'm
bro.
talking about as a point forward. If he can develop a shot, he's going to be lethal, bro, because he can play make. He's looking to create, and he has size. If he can focus on getting to the rim, bro, and the fact that he can already pass, if he becomes a threat, if he learns from Josh Hart at just getting downhill, bro, he's a problem. Dude is 6'10".
That don't
Six
mean nothing. So is Patrick
6'10",
Bryant, bro.
can
Like,
handle the ball, plays hard on both sides of the ball. That's one thing, too. He's not a bad defender. So, one, that's the type of guy you want out there. The Knicks are going to need size. Your only really big wing right now is OG. And if OG, God forbid, deals with any injuries, you don't have any player to supplement his size. Pause. So you want to get a guy like Diawara in there for development. You want to get a guy like Kevin McCullough in there who is not your biggest player but can give you size and rebounding and can play well off the ball and give you shooting. And Pacome, he's 6'9". These 6'8". These are the guys that I'm putting on the court because you need that. You need size. The league
you're
needs the
playing
league is always
Diawara this season, bro. Like, let's also take into account this, man. Because people kill tips for tight rotations, pause. But the funniest thing is that you probably need more of that now. When you have an offense, a new offense you're introducing to a bunch of players who have been in the playoffs, you need continuity, you need touches. Where the hell are we playing no damn Diawara, who was just this season? I'm talking about developing. Now, if you're talking about developing two-way player, he'll get his time in the G League, whatever, blah, blah. But playing minutes in a regular season this year, and you have a new offense and guys who are going to be in the playoffs need those touches, you're not playing no damn Diawara, bro. You know how your man Siakam truly developed? It was in the G League with him, Jerry Stackhouse as a coach. Who's your man? Fred VanVleet. That's when he turned into Siakam. And then the season after, they was like, oh, okay, now we got something. You're not playing no damn Diawara this season, bro. If you want to play Pacome, I agree with you. Diawara's not playing. If Diawara's playing, bro, we're in big trouble. That means someone's hurt. We are screwed. Or people are hurt.
I don't think that's going to be the case.
All right. New offense in it. Come on. Oh, they said my mic is
Look,
loud.
bro, here's my thing. I look at a team like the Cavs. The Cavs were going as much as 12 deep with that roster. Here's my thing. We have to factor this in. If we're the minimum expectation for this team is a championship, really, finals. We say the finals, but really we don't want to just go to the finals. We don't want to be a team that goes to the finals after all these years and then lose. No, we go to the finals. We need to win. Knicks fans, the city, the energy, everything's going to be too crazy at that point. The Knicks have to get it done. It don't matter who we playing in the West. We have to get it done. OKC, Denver, LA, it don't matter who it is. They got to get it. It's our time, bro. This is, I'm like, bro, I've been going crazy. I can't sleep. I feel it. This is the year. I'm feeling it. 2026 champions, from top to bottom, this is the standard. We know this is now. This is now. Do we understand that? So we're talking about
I do. Since it's now, you're not playing rookies, my guy.
We're talking about 100 games. We're talking about 100 games being played.
What's your point?
So if these guys have to play 100 plus games, you have plenty of opportunity to mix in.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
Brother.
You play these expensive rotations, bro. You could only point to maybe two teams.
Bro, you just
and the funniest thing, the one team you pointed out underachieved this postseason in the Cleveland Cavaliers again.
That's them in the playoffs because that's what the Cavs do. That has nothing to do with them going 12 deep.
Do you think that these guys in the regular season,
bro,
you think they want to give up their touches to an end of the second round or whatever the hell he's chosen pick to develop a guy who shot, what did he shoot last, was it 57% from the free throw line? Here's a guy who may have flashed. He has measurables. He was not that guy before he came over. And he's still in touches from who? And I gotta sit back and watch you make mistakes because we're come on, dogs. On a championship level team.
So wait a minute. The Cavs were
not
just
gonna play
#1 seed. The Cavs were just number 1 seed running an 11-man rotation. The 2 teams that just went to the finals, one who actually won a championship,
I just said OKC was one of them, and I
runs
said two
runs a
teams.
10
I said him
plus
and the
man
Cavs.
rotation. So, what would be the problem with us during the regular season, which is going to happen?
Is
I don't know
that
why
the
you're pushing
exception,
Yeah, but
Darcy, or is that the norm?
hold on. Yeah, but he's not even giving you an exception because none of those teams played any rookies. Where's the
These
rookie on
guys are not
either
rookies
team?
anymore. They're not rookies anymore.
No,
These are
Diawara. We
second-year
talking about
kids.
Diawara.
No, I
Oh,
get that part, but the Cavs didn't play any rookies.
the Cavs
Name
were
a rookie
11
that the
deep.
Cavs played.
The Cavs, bro, I don't watch the Cavs. I know they ran an 11
Okay,
man.
OKC. What
I don't even
rookie
know
did
names.
they play?
Bro,
What?
I don't watch OKC. I only watch the Knicks. If you're asking me for names,
Yeah, but you're comparing the teams, and you're saying they run deep rotations, but none of them
I don't need
ran
to know the names.
rookies.
Why do I need to know names?
Yeah,
To
but you're
prove your
not. You
point.
okay? But so what's the point of playing a rookie
My
and using
point
them as
is,
a comparison when they didn't play rookies? It
you're
doesn't
talking
make
about the Knicks
sense. It
playing
doesn't
rookies.
fit.
My whole point is, I'm saying you can run an 11-man rotation and see success from it. So the Knicks don't have to go and deploy only 9 men. So again, you can mix in Pacone minutes, you can mix in Diawara minutes, and someone doesn't have to be injured for you to do that. You have a whole regular season in which you can dominate the regular season while giving your young guys minutes and time to grow. Even if it's 5 minutes, even if it's 6 minutes. I don't care. I'm not talking about these guys need to be getting 10 to
I
15
think
minutes a night. I'm saying give
I
them
think
6 minutes in the
Passaporti.
game.
I think other wings will get minutes before Diawara. I don't think Diawara
What
is
other
gonna
wings are
get
we talking
anything.
about here? What other wings? He's a forward. He's a
It's gonna
forward.
be.
He can play
I
the
know
3 and
it's
4.
gonna be. It's gonna be some combination of Josh Hart playing up a position. It's gonna be a combination
Oh, no, no.
of
I'm not talking about
Pacome.
the core rotation guys.
Yeah, I know, but Pacome is gonna get minutes. That's gonna be your typical minutes getters. I don't see Diawara getting
So
minutes.
outside. So wait, are you running a 10-man rotation?
I think Mike Brown is gonna run a 10-man rotation.
Okay,
Yes.
so who's your 10?
Okay. Uh, let's see.
JB, Macau, OG, Cat.
Yeah,
Who's
that's
your
your
fourth
top
to
four,
top?
right?
Yeah,
Cat.
top
That's your
four.
top four, right? I think some combination of either Brogdon or Deuce is gonna start. Your backup is gonna be Pacome. You're gonna have either Pacome or McCullough is gonna be your backup.
What? Why you
Josh
naming
Hart is gonna
backups,
be,
bro?
huh?
Why you naming backups?
Because I just named the starting
No, I'm
five.
saying give me your bench. Who's the other remaining 5? Wait, you just
Exactly. I gotta
no.
give you the bench.
Wait, you
I just named the starting five.
no, you skipped to McCullough and Pacome. You didn't name Yabusele. You ain't named Jordan Clarkson. Those are the main ones. And Mitch.
Okay,
Those are the
I'm
main people you
thinking.
should
I'm
have told.
thinking about wings. I'm starting off there.
No, give me your 10. Bro, what are you talking about? Give me your
Well, I
10.
just named five. Right, let me go through the whole rotation. What the heck are you talking about?
Wait. So are you telling me
Hey,
McCullough
yo.
and Pacome is a part of your 10?
Man.
Yes.
How? What is this man talking about, bro?
Somebody has to replace McCall. Like somebody has to do it. Who's gonna
What
be
is
that
this
one?
man talking about, bro?
Okay.
What is he talking about?
Okay. If
Your
Deuce doesn't
10-man
come,
rotation has Pacome and McCullough in it?
it's either or. It's one out the two.
There's no room for them. In a 10-man rotation?
But you saying Diawara has a room.
No. Listen, let me show you what I'm talking about. I'm gonna
All
give
right.
you
Well,
my
let me finish this right
okay.
quick. Mitch Yabusele. That's what 8, and then
Nah, that's
and
not
then
8. You already named 10. You named
no.
Brogdon, Deuce,
Yes.
McCullough,
Either one has
Pacome,
to start.
Mitch. That's
Yeah. Either one has to start. I don't know who will win out in
No,
the
but
camp.
you're including both of them in the rotation.
Okay. Someone has to start. Someone has to replace them off the bench.
So that puts
Deuce.
both of them in a rotation then. So you named JB,
Yes.
McCall, OG, Cat.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, now that's 4. Now go ahead.
It's either McCall or Deuce or Brogdon. Either
So you
or. I
said
don't
one
know which
star
one makes it.
comes off, so that means both of them. So that's 6.
Sure.
So you got 4 more left.
Yabusele,
Okay.
Yabusele, Mitch. It's either Pacome
No,
or McCullough has to make. I don't know which one will win out in camp.
bro, you didn't name Jordan Clarkson.
Okay, I don't care about Jordan Clarkson.
What is this?
Hey, hey, like, what are you talking about? Like, Jordan Clarkson is coming up next. Like, he's there. That's number 9. And then
Bro,
whichever one
hey,
starts or comes off the bench between Deuce and Malcolm Brogdon.
so
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 that's
are you
10.
so are you wait? So are you telling me who is McCullough and Pacone getting minutes over? How are both of them playing? Unless if you're
No,
only gonna go 10 deep,
bro, hold on. I said between McCullough and Pacome, whichever one wins out in camp. Period. I don't know which one would win out in camp.
so you're going beyond 10, is what I'm hearing.
Okay, let me say this mathematically for you. Pacome is X, McCullough is Y. X plus Y equals Z. I don't know which one would make it in camp.
That's not what I'm
It's
talking about.
one position. No. It's a backup position. Whichever one makes it in camp gets the position, which is Z.
So
It's just a position. You're thinking about like the actual player being in rotation because I call a name. I'm saying whoever makes it between the two. That's it. Brogdon is making this team.
So if Brogdon is making his team and he's your backup point guard, so JB, you said Deuce is starting.
Deuce or Brogdon. It's either
Deuce
or.
or Brogdon.
One
Okay,
is going to come off the bench.
so that means Macau moves to the 3, OG moves to the 4, and Cat is at the 5. So
Yes.
now, off your bench, you still have Deuce McBride,
Yes.
assuming Brogdon is starting. You have Deuce McBride.
Yes.
The person you left out your rotation, which I was waiting for you because you was thinking you was making so much sense saying 10. You left out Josh Hart. You left out Josh Hart. Where did Josh Hart fit into that when you named Pacome and Kevin McCullough? And that's what I was getting at. So you can't just run a 10-man rotation. You would have to be running 11, like I just said.
Okay, but Diawara can't make that rotation then.
No, my whole point is I already said I would go 12. In a regular season, in a regular season, I'm not saying I have to stick with 12 all year. I'm saying I'm going to mix in minutes. I'm going to give Diawara some minutes. I'm going to let OG rest. I'm not even going to play OG on back-to-backs. Not all the time. If we playing trash teams, I'm going to let OG rest, maybe get 20 minutes. Diawara and Pacone, take the remaining minutes. McCullough, get in there. My two-way guys, I'm paying y'all. Everybody needs to be rewarded for the work that they put in practice. No player should be working as hard as every other player and never getting on the court, never getting the chance to play. I don't like that. Give these guys 5 minutes. Give these guys 6 minutes because guess what? If there ever comes a time where you need to move them, there needs to be a sample size of play that a team can look at and say, okay, we can see what this guy can do on the court. Even if it's limited minutes, there needs to be some footage. I need to be able to look at 6 minutes straight of this guy on the court. And if I'm going to trade for him, the Knicks call me and say, hey, we need to free up some cap. We want you to take this guy or whatever. Okay, let me take a look at him. Under Tom Thibodeau, we would have never had any footage. Mike Brown, I don't think that's going to be the case. Why sign these guys the 2 ways if you're not going to play them? You got McCullough, Trey Jemison, and the other dude from the Nets who actually got really good NBA minutes and has good size as the weight. Yeah, these guys, bro, I'm telling you, they're in an 82-game series, if you're expecting, and then, in an 82-game season, and then on top of that, you're expected to play 4 7-game series on top of that? That's over 100
I just
games.
hope you know that some of the concerns last year was that Mike Brown did try to add a lot of stuff to the offense. So I'm just saying, man, extended rotations, a
Yeah,
new
I don't
and an expansive offense, you might be asking for trouble. That's all. I'm
no.
just saying, temper expectations, bro. That's
The
I'm
only thing I would
not.
say to that is that of all coaches in the NBA, Mike Brown might be the one coach that Darcy might love because he
Oh,
does do
I know.
stuff like
I
that.
know. I'm gonna love Mike Brown because he's gonna lead us to a championship.
Okay, all right.
I put like this. All the bloated stuff in the offense, as long as your two best players are the most effective on the court. If you can find some equilibrium there, and then you find other players that fit in, because all this stuff with the offense is cute. It's beautiful when it works, until it doesn't. It's no longer beautiful. So I'm hoping it works. I'm just saying temper expectations. Diawara, he has a good physical profile. He looks like a guy that you could develop. I just don't have high expectations from this year. I am interested to see where Josh Hart plays out, because I don't know if Josh Hart is a so-called Mike Brown player, and his defense has been declining the past few years. So it's leaving less and less for a guy who may not want a connector like a Josh Hart to be in the lineup, starting lineup, or even just getting heavy minutes in the rotation. So that's something to look out for. I think Jalen Brunson is going to have the ball.
I don't think there's any concerns there. I think Mike Brown is gonna utilize Josh Hart well. His
I hope
playmaking
so.
and his rebounding. Again, you can play small. One, Mike Brown is gonna want to play 5 out, and then that 5 out, you're gonna mix in some Josh Hart in there because although and I expect him to work on his shooting, I expect him to shoot it more this year, especially in Mike Brown's offense. I think Mike Brown is going to really instill that confidence in him to shoot the ball at a high clip and to really let it go. And then you have Gershon Yabusele, who you can mix in there that gives you some size. Uh,
Tibbs instilled the confidence in Josh Hart's shooting. He kept missing.
yeah, there was times still that Josh Hart just is not shooting enough. And one, he actually shot
You
the
sure
ball
about
well.
that, or was that? Well, hold up. See,
He was shooting well. He
was
shot
this
well.
on
He shot
time?
40%.
Was
He
that on
shot
Tom
40%.
Thibodeau that Josh was not shooting well? He got the opportunities. He just didn't shoot
Bro,
at times.
I agree. I agree.
That's not
What
on
do we talk?
Tibbs.
Nah, no. What do you mean it's on Tibbs?
I said that's not on Tibbs. You just said that.
I didn't know. No. What are you talking about? I didn't blame Tibbs for
Okay, my
anything
bad. Go
bad.
ahead, my bad.
Yeah, I'm about to say I didn't blame Tibbs for anything bad. Josh Hart is the person who got to shoot at the end of the day. But I'm saying at the end of the day, I still think Mike Brown is gonna also just be able to connect with him differently. And so my whole thing is you need his rebounding. Um, and again, this is where guys like McCullough become important too because McCullough was a good rebounder in college. This guy is a guy who can give you 6 to 7 rebounds a game. And if he can shoot the ball well, if not better than Josh Hart, then that's a guy who you can develop as well to kind of fit into some of those minutes if you need to get a different look. Or if Josh Hart is not playing at the level he needs to play at.
McCullough is
So,
a decent rotational.
no, you haven't seen him enough, bro. He was already injured.
I saw him. I saw him in summer league. I saw the highlights
Nah,
before he got hurt with Kansas. He's a solid player, but he's not a guy. Well, for one, he has to truly change. And you saw flash of it in the summer league where he kind of tweaked the shot. That has to be consistent, right? He was not a great shooter, a good shooter at Kansas. And unfortunately, he got hurt too. But look, can he move around a little bit? Can he attack the basket? Can he attack closeouts? Yeah, he could do that. Like, he's a decent rotational player. I hope it works out. But I'm not crazy high on McCullough. Do we need another win? Yes, but I don't see this. At least for right now, I hope to be wrong, but I just don't see all this crazy play by McCullough. But guys, I gotta be out. This was a great episode, man. Darcy, you killed it, even though you're wrong on so many things as usual with Mitch.
No, I wasn't. Look at that poll.
Mitch and
Look at that poll. Look at that poll.
He mad. You're mad, son. Get mad at Mitch for never being healthy, bro. Tell him to get off social media and get his health up, bro. Yeah, man, come on, bro.
Look, 82% to 18.
And peace and salute to
Kyle Anderson. Oh,
Kyle, shut up. Yo, son, shut up, Nick. Why do you do this?
GMO, before you go, what's
Kyle
the
Anthony.
What's the prediction for the season? The record?
Oh, I already said what was it? 55? 50 to 55 wins. If everything clicks offensively, I can easily see 55 wins. I could point to literally a bad stretch last year where we lost to the Hornets. Was it the Hornets we lost to? I forget.
It was back to back. It was the Hornets
Yeah, it
and
was
then
some bad team. Like yeah, and
yeah, it was too bad. But JB didn't play, and then we were tired.
and then one, we should at least win. We went, was it 0-9 or whatever versus some of those top teams. Like the Lakers game, Golden State game we should have won. Our offense was just terrible. And every year you could nitpick games, right? I just feel like with a team that has a little bit more of a fluid offense, banking on chemistry, right? So if all things goes well, easily 55 wins. Like I think we beat some of these elite teams. We could have won the first Cleveland game last year. JB went chucking the ball up. I think that ends. I think he has to buy in. I think him and Cal have a better 2-man game, even though Cat's probably gonna be deployed. If he's deployed like Sabonis, then that should be there should be certainty behind that. But I do think Knicks could get up to 55 wins. I think our floor is 50. So I'm good with that. What's your prediction?
But I'm going 60 plus.
Wow.
Yep. I mean, you got to think about it. The Knicks won 50 plus games, and JB missed like 17 games. So if healthy, and then the thing about it, like you said, we were like 0-10 in the regular season against top teams. We had some games where we let teams come back and beat us. Like when we played the Cavs, we let them come back and beat us like twice. So we had a couple of games like that. We had some couple of games where the league just set us up with all these games where we had to travel on the road and back to backs. We actually have a fairly decent schedule this year. So I'm actually seeing 60 plus wins. One, we have more depth too, so our guys shouldn't have to play as many minutes. And then we have, as Malcolm Brogdon states, we have 2 6-men coming off the bench. And then I would expect that our guys are getting better too. As well, because there's going to be more chemistry, right? Last year was these guys' first year together. This year, they have more chemistry. You just went to the Eastern Conference Finals together, right? And it was tested in that Detroit series, right? People questioned the toughness of the team, the grittiness, and these guys played together. And then when we were able to really beat Boston, that feeling was so nostalgic because it was just like it felt like we had ascended and kind of broken through that barrier that had been holding us back for so many years. Right.
And another thing I'll say to that too, Darcy, sorry to cut you off. Continuity is big because I think that, and I said this last season, you look at that Pacers team, they didn't really add much. They just had another year outside of Mathurin coming back. They didn't add much of anything. But you get another year where you guys are playing again, and it's the same rotation, same guys that you're seeing. Obviously, I was different to have Yabu, so it's most sort of depth guys. I think that's probably the biggest plus you get. Guys just playing, obviously a different coach, so that might add a wrinkle into it. But just having that continuity and then having that in the playoffs where you can have that muscle memory not muscle memory, that's not the best way to put it, but you change up, right? Okay, now we know what this team likes to do. We've seen this before. Granted, Pace is going to be, Halliburton's going to be out, but I think that just having that continuity is going to be, that should be a major factor for the Knicks going into this new season. My bad, I didn't mean to cut you off. I just want to add that in there.
No, I mean, I agree. I mean, you look at the Pacers, you look at OKC, you look at guys who, like I said, continuity is huge. And so what this team was able to accomplish just in their first year, bro, I expect them. And then, again, after the way we went out last year, we did that to ourselves. So I expect the Knicks to come back with a vengeance. And also, you got to realize, we really tapered off offensively after December. We went from having a top offense to really just not having that connection and synergy that they had to start the year. And a large factor in that was we tapered off after that loss to OKC. Yep. After once we played, we were both on a win streak. I think we had like 8 wins straight or 9 wins straight or something like that. And we were beating OKC, and then they just stormed back in that arena, and that just kind of killed us. Teams started really putting smaller wings on Cat, and I think a lot of it was just on Tom Thibodeau too, because the offense just didn't really have any versatility to it. Not enough.
Okay, all right, we have to do this.
Not enough. Not
So,
enough.
if you remember the stats before that OKC game and after the Cavs game, which was Cavs game was extremely early, but if you remember, we had I want to say a top five offense. So I put these stats there before, and our four best players, Macau, Brunson, Cat, and OG, were all averaging at least above 17 points a game, shooting like 40, mid 40s at least from the field. Everybody was shooting almost like above 40% from three. It's just after that OKC game, guys just lost their touch. It's not a tip. Guys, just I don't know what it is. Tibbs didn't change much of anything from that offense. If you watch those games, those guys for whatever reason lost. And Mikal Bridges for whatever reason, that confidence we saw before the OKC game, I don't know what happened. He just lost it. Now I'll give you this, but and also test when he started struggling, guys started having to speak up for him. I don't know.
Bro,
Besides
I
encouragement,
think honestly, I think fatigue plays a large role in it. As you
I
start
don't
going through
disagree.
the season, no, I think it does. I'm
No.
sorry.
I'm saying I don't disagree. I agree. I agree
Yeah, I
with you.
think it does. And this is why I'm saying these guys are expected to win a championship this year. After you just made it to the Eastern Conference Finals, you're not even really too fixated on the regular season. You want to do enough to just be at the top of the shit the
Eastern
conference.
Conference. Yeah.
And my whole thing is, I don't know if we want home court advantage through all series because sometimes when we got home court, and I'm not, you know what? I'm not even going to say that. I'm not going to project last year onto this year. So if we can secure the number one seed, which I really think is very realistic, I think we're going to put belt to A against the Cavs this year.
Okay.
I think they didn't. I don't think they improved. I think them losing Ty Jerome was
big. Yeah. Pause. Yeah.
yeah.
And
Lonzo is
another
not.
thing too, I think Jared Allen is a fraud, bro.
Yeah, he is. I mean, Mitch been proved that though.
Just
Mitch proved that. And this is my thing. That's why I want to start Mitch as well. Because again, you're expected to play the Cavs in the Eastern Conference Finals. And so, and not saying that that's going to happen, but that's the expected final matchup for us to break to the finals. And it's either them or Orlando or Atlanta. It could even be Milwaukee, but I don't think it'll be Milwaukee. But my whole thing is, if you're going to play the Cavs, you need to have Karl-Anthony Towns and Mitchell Robinson matched up against Allen and Mobley, because you need to make sure that Allen cannot play defense against anybody else because he's too busy trying to keep Mitch off the boards. That's what you need. And you need Cat, guarding whoever they got at the three, and you put OG on Mobley. And you rock with that. But yeah, you need Mitch in there starting when you get ready to play the Cavs in the playoff series. Because that boy put fear in them the last time we played them. And I know they got PTSD from that. And the way they went out last year, I'm expecting the same thing this year if we see them. So, again, in Orlando and Atlanta, Orlando has a lot of length too. You're going to need Mitchell Robinson out there. We can't go with last year's starting five against this Orlando team.
Okay.
No.
I agree. I think Orlando's asleep. The Desmond Bain signing, I think, could be major for them just because what he could do from outside, as well as he's a really good play. Like he could be a really good playmaker, especially as like a third option. He runs a pick and roll really well, he can shoot lights out from pick and roll. So,
and they got a good bench too. They got
a good bench.
Goga Batiste. They got the Wagner brothers. Mo Wagner.
Yep, they picked up Tyus.
Yep, they got dude that was on Phoenix. They signed him as their backup point guard.
Tyus Jones.
Yep. They got Anthony Black.
They got Jonathan Isaacs.
Yeah. So I mean, now again, I feel like they're a team that's going to struggle to score at times. They were one of the worst scoring teams last year. That's not going to change just because you got Desmond Bain.
Yep.
But I do think that they improved as a team, and so I'm expecting them to show some improve this year. Detroit, I don't know if Detroit got better. I don't think so. I feel like Caris LeVert is soft, and yeah, I don't know. I think they're okay. I think they will have Jaden Ivey back. But I don't, like I said, to me, whoever's matched up in that third slot, if we end up second seed, whoever's matched up in that third slot could be Milwaukee, could be Orlando. It could be Atlanta. Whoever's in that third slot is who we play in the second round. So That's who I'm banking on. I'm looking at that second round matchup. Cavs, I don't know what's going to happen with them. If they should make it to the Eastern Conference Finals and be who we play, but that's not guaranteed. But whoever fits into that third is who I'm keeping an eye on, which I'm expecting that to be potentially Milwaukee or Orlando or Atlanta. Atlanta, I think, may have to deal with some injury histories. But that's who, like I said, we will see these guys second round. I'm not concerned about us being able to beat them. But again, we need to preserve our guys and keep them healthy going into the playoffs with what's at stake. The East is wide open right now for us. We need to keep these guys healthy and get rid of the ego. Play Diawara and all these other guys. Let them get out there and help us win some regular season games, and playoff time come, it's on. Rotation gets shortened. We run a 9-10 man max, and that's how we roll it. But for the 82 games, we already gonna be let Mitch start, get off the good runs against teams, let our bitch get in there and keep it going. Once we build that synergy and we get good enough like that, start mixing in the young guys, get them some minutes, let them play 5, 6 to 10 minutes.
Okay, Darts, I got you. All right, man. Let me get to Nick, man. Your final thoughts, Nick. As he's making he's trying to put microwavable chicken nuggets on the stove like it's gourmet. Go ahead, Nick.
Yeah, what you chefing up over there? You was eating out of a bowl.
Microwave.
Like, what you? All right, I see the rice.
Dirty rice. Look at that ashy ass dirty rice. Oh, sorry, a kid. My bad. There's a kid there. Look at that ashy dirty rice.
What protein you eating with that? Where's the meat? Pause.
It's got meat in there. It's turkey, ground turkey.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, Darcy looking for the meat. All right, so
yo, that's wild. Yo.
Oh.
Wait, hold up. He's the one that said pause. You said meat and didn't say pause, Nick. That's crazy.
I'm just saying because I'm not gonna eat rice and veggies alone. Like
really?
But even now, I eat dirty rice, but usually I still have like some chicken or something with it. But the rice I have some ground beef or something like that mixed in.
Years ago, I used to be vegetarian, so it's not hard for me.
Wow.
But yeah, I could kind of flow with some of what y'all saying. I expect us to be a 60-win team as well.
Wow.
The big thing that I see is maintaining Mitch's health, because I feel like playoff time, when things slow down a little bit, when we start locking in on teams, I think Mitch is going to be a very dominant matchup. I'm not sleeping on teams like the Pacers. My don't sleep on teams are going to be the Pacers, Boston.
Yeah.
There's another one. I can't remember.
Magic?
I can't think of it right now. No. Magic is like a surefire top 5 team. No, not Toronto. There's someone else. Atlanta. I don't feel like Atlanta is like a surefire team. I think they're more like a sleeper team, really, because I don't feel like their secret weapon is KP. I don't feel like outside of KP, if KP is not healthy, then they drop down now.
Jalen Johnson, that boy.
Okay.
He's giving us.
But I understand that. But what I'm saying is, Atlanta without KP is probably top 6.
Yeah.
With KP, if KP is healthy, they're probably top 3.
Now wait a minute. Now we do have to factor in. I don't know about that because they added Nickeil Alexander-Walker.
Yeah.
Great pickup.
Who else did they add?
I mean, that kid they added last year, the Dyson Daniels. Dyson Daniels is an incredible basketball
they added
player.
someone else.
Daniels. They added oh crap! Why am I forgetting his name?
I keep wanting to say they added Luke
Kennard.
Yeah, they added Kennard. They added they didn't add Cornet. I keep saying Cornet instead of Kennard.
They got Jacob Toppin too.
Whatever.
Oh no, he ain't doing that.
Yeah, I mean, again, Trae Young, Chris Katz, Zachary Ricochet, Jalen Johnson, Dyson Daniels. Then you got Onyeka Okongwu, Nickeil Alexander, and Luke Kennard off the bench. again, we'll put them boys in the dirt in 6, maybe 5, but they still got a good team.
No, they still got a good team. I just don't. I'm talking about regular season, them making it through. KP is the one that puts them over the top. I just don't feel like they have enough. As you saw last year, I mean, Jalen Johnson was a big factor of why they fell off.
You mean his
But
injury?
yeah, because of his injury. Yeah,
Yeah.
if if Jalen Johnson's healthy all year, they could be top 6. But KP is the one that puts them in the top 3 for me. Like I just don't see it any other way than that. The Magic is cool, but I don't feel like they have enough from a offensive creative juice because things do bog down with Paolo and Franz. Even though they added my boy Bane, I love Bane. Bane is not exactly who I look for making offense. And I think Jamal Tinsley is their coach. I don't expect him to
Jamal
like
Mosley.
revolutionize Jamal Mosley. He's not going to revolutionize their offense. Defensively, I think they could go toe to toe with anybody, but they've
Yeah,
been
they beat
bottom.
us by shoot. They were shot 28% the year they beat us. Got us 3 games, right? And I know guys are hurt
I
last
mean,
year.
but last year,
Yeah,
last
but
year
that was
they couldn't
defensively
put it.
though.
Right,
They
that's what I'm
couldn't
saying. But I'm
shoot
saying they
it
give us
last year.
issues even without them shooting well from us. And I agree with you. They need a
I'm,
little bit more than Desmond Bain. But if you go back and watch that Celtics series, bro, like there were games that they were in there. Pause. Like,
yeah, I
and
know.
honestly, if KCP could hit KCP probably had one of his worst shooting seasons last year, right? If that guy could just shoot average, I don't know if they beat the Celtics, but I put they
Nah,
probably would
come
have.
on, bro.
No. But
They,
I'm telling you, Celtics had no answer for Paolo. When they would double on Paolo whenever he drove into the paint, he would kick it out to a wide open Franz, wide open KCP. They had Corey Joseph playing the point guard. No one could score.
well,
You,
that's them, bro. We not them. So I ain't
I
worried about it.
understand. I'm saying that
We got
my
O. We
team
got
to
OG
watch out
playing.
for are the Magic.
Mm,
I don't like defensive matchups.
okay.
Wendell Carter could score in the paint. Mo Wagner is a little dirty player, but we have not figured him out. And we know that Cat could cook. I guess it all depends on Cat because when Cat is on his best day, no big can stay in front of him. But we know
Nope.
Cat can also
But
shy away from
see,
being that physical player.
and the more and more videos I send you, you'll just keep on hearing me say this. Like that's where Mitch also
Yep.
like disrupts so much for them because a
Mm-hmm.
lot of the Eastern Conference teams cannot handle Mitch.
Nope.
Period. They don't match up, and like Mitch takes away so much of the paint, and it changes
Yep.
every single Eastern Conference team from an offensive standpoint.
A guard has to
None of
hate.
them, none of them could shoot well enough if Mitch, like, if you just take away the paint and the wings lock down the perimeter and just keep switching as you expect a Mike Brown defense to do, it's gonna be hard for teams to score on us, and it changes. I always look at, do you change the other team's offense? And Mitch is a player, and also Deuce, Brogdon technically, they all could change offenses with what they could do on defense. And that's why I feel like we got such a big matchup or big advantage when it comes to both Cat and also Mitch, because Cat could draw fouls, Mitch could draw fouls on bigs, and it puts so many teams in trouble. And it will remind you of like the Twin Towers, I don't know. I don't want to like give away a lot of what I'm working on, but man, I'm telling you guys, like, I don't know. We gonna draw a lot of fouls. We're gonna put teams in a lot of binders. And it's just all about our backup wing position. That is really where we will struggle at backup wings.
I
Just
agree with
having
you.
guys that could run out there and just give Mikel and OG minutes.
Like I said, I'm telling you.
I don't know about no Diawara. We can
Look,
stop that.
Mike Brown was paying close attention to that boy in summer league. I'm not saying that
Okay.
he's going. I'm not saying that he's ready now. I'm saying that he can develop. I can see him within 2 years being a solid rotation player off the bench who just gives you consistent minutes. I can see that. And then again, McCullough too. McCullough's a winner. One with
I
Kansas
actually
plays
I
hard.
have more faith in McCullough and Pacome than Diawara, but I'm not knocking Diawara. I just think he's
Yeah,
gonna
there's a
take
greater
longer.
sample size. That's
Yeah, there's
fair.
gonna be
There's a
you're
greater
gonna
sample
get his
size.
touchdown too.
He's a rookie. But again, if you look at him in France, if you go watch his France footage, that boy can play.
It wasn't that
That's
Okay,
all I'm gonna
bad.
say. I
That's not
see
that bad.
fair enough.
Pascal. I
And
see Pascal. If he
and
can go
I'm
to the jump shot,
I
that's
will I'll
Pascal.
also throw this out there. I think while Yabusele is gonna be big for us,
Yep.
I still
Pause.
feel like he's okay. Pause.
You because
I
if
think he's
Darcy said it,
still
you would have got on him. So go ahead. Yeah, make your point.
no, whatever. But I feel like Yabusele is
I
like
would have said
prime trade
pause. If he
target.
hadn't got on me, I would have said pause already.
I mean, I feel like Yabusele could be traded for something better, but it is what it is.
Nah.
What is he making?
No,
Five, right? No, what is he
he's a
making?
good he's a great contract. He probably will produce. I just I'm looking at what do we need for a championship. I don't technically think that Yabusele is what we need for the championship.
I think put like this because there's going to be redundancies with possibly with him. Not even possibly. I think it is with him and Josh in the rebounding department and I guess tackling off of closeouts. I think Josh is still a superior rebounder.
Okay, go down by the computer.
And Josh is what 18, 20 million. So
Yeah.
I actually could see. I don't know what you would get though because I would love a Tari Eason here, but I don't think freaking
Okay, go
Udoka
upstairs.
wants Josh Hart. So I think Josh Hart could be the odd man out in some regards if Yabusele
I think so too.
raises up. I just don't know what you trade Josh Hart for.
We
And
not, we
also,
not, we not. That's not happening.
It's gonna be
put it out
hard
there.
because JB is there.
But
So
yeah,
That
JB's
that
not
too,
letting
that
that
too,
happen,
that too.
bro.
You can't.
JB's
man,
not letting that happen.
All right, this
Um,
guy, yo. I'm not. I don't even want to trade. I'm. You said you brought it up earlier too, Darcy. Who do you trade or who do you move on from to bring on those players? You're gonna get into the
look,
second
bro,
apron if you.
I'm not thinking about moving on from nobody right now because I feel like right now this team has enough to win a championship. So until I'm proven otherwise, that's when I start thinking about it, whether I need to move on from anyone. But right now, as currently constructed, this is a championship roster. I have a question for y'all. Because I have a friend who he's a Bucks fan. He's from Milwaukee. He has them third seed.
The Bucks third seed.
Yep.
So you got. I think Knicks take the number one seed. Knicks, Bucks. No, sorry.
You mean Cavs?
Cavs number two. I'm not as high on the Celtics as you guys may be. Without Tatum and no KP. KP, I know he played limited minutes, but he was major for them. And then you try to replace that with Anthony Simons, who I like Anthony Simons. I thought he should have went to. I thought the Magic should have traded for him, but that's a conversation for another day. Yeah. Cause who else? Because Sixers, whatever. Well, I even mentioned them. Pacers are gonna be down without Halliburton.
I mean, the Celtics, bro, could really still be a top team. I think Chris Boucher, bro is a good acquisition. I like him.
Yeah, but he's solid. Older player though.
Nah, he's not that old.
Chris Boucher is like 32, 31, 30 maybe 30, 31. Check it out.
I mean, that's fine. He still plays at a high level.
He plays all right. He's a decent
Really
piece.
good. He has the most rebounds in, I think, Raptor history, or ninth in
I
rebounds.
don't disagree. Check out his age. He's like 30, 31.
He's 32. That's fine. But I mean, I can still see him playing at a high level. He just needed more minutes.
Enough for the Celtics. Yo, bro, they lost Jason Tatum. Like, let's just think about the production you need. Maybe not need, but you have to fill it out, pause, in both offense, defense, somewhere to try to get that value. For them to be an elite team in the East. I just don't see it. I like Jaylen Brown. I don't trust him as a number one option. I like Anthony Simons. He ain't Tatum in terms of just offensive and defensive.
Yeah, he's going to give you 20.
And then you don't have KP. Like, I know KP played limited minutes, but KP was a cheat code for them, bro. How many times they got bailed out? How many times KP bailed them out with an absurd three, 2 or 3 threes from the top of the? You
Yeah, I mean, he did that against
defend.
us.
Yeah, exactly.
We would have beat
exactly.
them. We would have beat them in that game. Wait, yeah, we would have beat them in that regular season game.
So I'm just saying. And there's one game where the Knicks were up by 13 and Tatum went like 19, scored like 19 points or 16 points in the span of like 2 minutes. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know about this. I actually can see. I just don't trust the Cavaliers. Ty Jerome is a major loss too. I don't know how you.
Lonzo, a lot of injuries.
I don't trust no effing Lonzo, bro. Man, that dumb shit. I actually think the Bucks could be number 2. Why can't the Bucks be number 2?
What do you mean? The Cavs?
The Cavs, yo, bro. I just get fraud vibes from the Cavs. You know what? I give you Cavs number 2 because you know why? Your man has been developing offensively. Big. Why am I forgetting his freaking name now? Evan Mobley. He took a major step last year, so I'll give you that.
They still have DeAndre Hunter off the bench. He's going to get a full.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
Right?
Number 2.
He was a midseason acquisition. So again, now he should get more touches next to Lonzo. But if Lonzo can't stay healthy, I don't see who else. And then they got rid of Okoro. Okoro gave them size, right? Because they did a 1-for-1 swap because they're a second apron team. So you got rid of Okoro, who, you know, a little bit of shooting. He's a streaky shooter, but he could still knock it. And then that was one of your best defenders. So off the bench against us, who's defending Yabusele?
Okay.
Who's defending
the one thing I would give the Cavs is they have a trade chip in their back pocket. They could trade Darius Garland. They could trade not Isaac Okoro, but they could trade what's their center name?
Allen?
Josh Allen. Allen.
They're in the second apron. They can only do 1-for-1s. They can't.
I know.
So if you do a 1-for-1 swap, how many players are going to make sense for this Cavs team if you're going to trade Darius Garland? I said De'Aaron Fox, because if you're going to trade Darius Garland, you should be looking to get bigger, but I don't know. But again, Jared Allen, he's not a real center to me. Dude's really 6'9". It's his afro that makes him 6'11".
I agree.
So
he's a weak player.
Yeah, Mitch showed that, bro. I mean, in the elimination game, Mitch had like 10 plus rebounds. Dude had like 4. So, you know, again, I don't see teams giving them equal value for Garland, or maybe for Garland, but Garland has dealt with some injuries, and then he's a smaller guard too. So teams don't want smaller guards, right? Maybe you couldn't even swap Garland for Trae Young, maybe, but I don't know. Would Atlanta do that?
He's on. Trae Young's on a contract year or next year?
Contract year.
After this season, I think.
We're on a contract.
I think it's a contract year.
Yeah, so they're gonna have to make some decisions there too. So maybe you do try a swap like that. Pair Trae Young with Darius Garland, which would be an upgrade.
The only thing I'll say to that, Trae Young is such a. If you trade for Trae Young, you have to run the Trae Young system. Garland, even though I think Garland's a better complementary offensive player next to Donovan Mitchell.
But
go.
I agree with you on that, but their issue is, bro, they just don't have what it takes mentally to get over the hump. You need a killer.
Trae Young is tough, yeah.
Donovan Mitchell ain't that. We know he ain't that.
I think Donovan tough. I just don't.
Is that? It's just you. This is everywhere Donovan Mitchell's gone. He's had to carry the team. Once you put the defensive focus on him, you need a number 2. I've watched Donovan Mitchell for all of his career, bro. He can do that, but he can't do it by himself, bro. That Cavalier Ty Jerome disappeared in the whatever he did in the regular season. That shit disappeared. The defense, your man Jared Allen was getting abused, bro. And then Garland has his disappearing acts as well too. Who's your other guy?
Yeah, he's always injured though. He's
Yeah,
always
but
Always
he had,
injured.
he had that toe injury.
Only thing is that again, I like Evan Mobley, but as my number 2 guy offensively, I don't see it yet. But if Trey Young, I get what y'all saying. You need a killer. This is Trey Young.
I
I
mean,
don't
bro,
know.
they just don't. They're a talented team, but they need somebody who's really gonna, when the game is on the line, when the series is on the line, is not gonna quit on the team. Garland doesn't have that killer instinct. We saw when we played them. We packed them boys up easy. We packed them up in 5.
Who can you trade
Like,
Garland for though? I'm trying to think of a youngish. Could you? Nah.
I mean, bro, how many point guards are gonna be an upgrade over Garland if you're gonna do a 1-for-1 swap? And
Well, I
Cleveland,
don't think, but I don't think the trade should be a point guard. They should go for a 2 guard or a 3.
and then who you playing at the 1?
You play
Donovan
Mitchell.
Mitchell.
You want all
Yeah.
right? So you putting the ball in Donovan Mitchell's hands full time as the point guard.
Yep.
Oh, I don't know. I don't
I'm
know
just.
who wants that.
I think that's what they did it last year, and they won most of their games.
I mean, nah, they just.
Garland was
I mean,
hurt most of last year.
they staggered them. They staggered right now.
No, I'm saying when Donovan Mitchell was sorry, when Garland was hurt, that's what they did.
He wasn't hurt a lot though.
Yes, he
Even then-
was.
No, and even then they had a stretch where they lost like 4 games back to back, which I was paying attention to because I was like, how does a team that's winning this much lose 4 games back to back? We didn't even ever lose 4 games back to back. So I was studying what happened during that time when they did do that. And again, I just don't think that's an effective strategy because you're expecting Donovan Mitchell to be able to do that through the regular season all the way through the playoffs trying to win a championship. I just don't see it. You need somebody else who's going to handle the rock consistently, and Max Strus is not going to be that guy. You need a point guard next to Donovan Mitchell. He's had his most success with a point guard. When you look at Mike Conley back when he was in Utah, or you look at now with the Cavs. I just don't think mentally they have what it takes. You need a killer, and to me, the only killers you can get that's really going to elevate that team is Trey Young. You look at Trey Young, no matter who's on the court, he instills confidence in them. He'll take a team with a lot of young guys and really just make them raise their game.
I didn't have a DeJounte, but I just.
I mean, DeJounte not like that. Not like Trey Young.
I just feel like Trey Young, you have to buy into the system, and I think Donovan Mitchell. I'd rather have my offense built around Donovan Mitchell than Trey Young. You saw that when Trey Young, before the DeJounte Murray trade, he was all about, oh yeah, I'll play off the ball, that stuff. His father was talking about that as well too, and that didn't work. He didn't do it to accommodate no John. He just went right back to Trey Young's system. So I don't disagree that Trey Young can be a killer. I don't disagree with that. It's just also too hurt. I mean, Garland's not a good defender either, but Trey Young is probably an even worse defender.
Just keeping it a stat. I mean, either way, I expect us to beat the Cavs, but I would be slightly more cautious if they had Trey Young next to Donovan Mitchell versus Darius Garland next to Donovan Mitchell, because Trey Young it can be a very tantalizing player, and they just don't have that on their team. That's the missing ingredient. Nobody on their team. Like Jalen Brunson is a tantalizing player. We don't see it, but we see it, but we get to enjoy it. Other teams, they hate Jalen Brunson when he comes in there because he's unstoppable. He's a killer. He's going to break your heart when the game is down in the clutch. And Trey Young has done it to us. We've experienced it firsthand. Now, I don't know what will happen now, but he in the play-in tournament just this past year, we experienced it. So again, Trey Young to me, next to Donovan Mitchell, makes them more of a threat. Yeah, you still have a small, you're still running a two small guard lineup. That's fine. But Trey Young is the killer. He's the missing ingredient for why the Cavs can't get over the hump. I don't see enough unless you can get Cade Cunningham for Garland, which is not going to happen. I don't even think what's the name? Their coach is the Cavs former coach, and I don't even think he would sign off on the trade of trading Cade Cunningham. JB Bickerstaff would not sign off on the trade to move Cade Cunningham for Garland. So if you can only do a 1-for-1 swap and throw a pick in there, which I'm not even sure the Cavs have, maybe they do, maybe they don't. I'm going after Trae Young, who's in a contract year. Atlanta may not want to pay him. Darius Garland is slightly younger than him. Is probably on a better timeline because Garland got drafted the same year as RJ. So what was that, 2019?
Mm-hmm.
So the way I see it, he's on a better timeline than Trae Young. And if you don't want to pay Trae Young the money that he's getting paid, maybe get a more versatile and more I don't know. Garland's just more of a threat at game for him, I think, than Trae Young. And he can shoot the ball at a high clip as well, too. So I think Garland still is a good piece for them. And get a pick as well. And to me, that's a fair swap. I wouldn't want that to happen because, shit, I'm a Knicks fan. But I think that would be a great move for them.
Okay.
But again, what about Milwaukee? Where do we have Milwaukee season?
I apologize, guys. Let's do carry us on another show. I literally have to go, man. I'm late for something. So Darcy, keep that thought. We'll talk about the Eastern Conference. We'll do a preview on that. We got to talk about that. But I appreciate you guys, man. Darcy, you killed it, man. Nick, you killed it. I appreciate you guys. Suits everybody in the chat who came through, man. I appreciate each one of you guys, man. I have to be out. I'm sorry. I apologize. But we've been here for about, 2 hours and a half anyway, so hopefully you guys enjoyed the show, man. Please, for the replay gang or whatever, please check it out, man. This was a good, thorough breakdown of not just the bench, but just some of the happenings, what we feel about the Eastern Conference overall. So I appreciate you guys, man. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace, through. God bless. Darcy, Nick, take care. Have a great night. Have a great weekend.
I hear you.
All
Yeah.
right, peace.
All right, man. Peace.